Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the NGS universe, this is the Division B Grand Finals. Tonight's matchup is going to be Divine 9 up against Heroes of the United States, and joining me this evening for this marvelous broadcast is your favorite caster, Professor Bobo.
Is that true? Murda, thank you for the grand introduction, brother. Cheers. And a good
Cheers
evening to you. Hey, buddy. Happy to be here. Happy to be involved in the NGS Season 4 finals. We got the first game, brother. What do you think is going to happen here? What are we going to find ourselves into with Divine 9 and the Heroes of the United States?
Both teams are very hot right now, picking up the pace towards the latter half of the season, especially through their runs in these playoffs. Divine 9, of course, has been dominant coming out of the West. Hodis from the East. And really, it's two teams coming together at the perfect times in their season when they are at their peak, Bobo.
Indeed. Hodis, an unexpected participant here in the finals, but on the strength of 3 victories, including the East final win over Gilly Shark. Number 5 seed finding themselves here in the finals. An underdog story, if you will. And Divine 9, a team that took a little while to get going, climbed up the rankings, and they too have powered through the Western Conference to find themselves here on Grand Final Saturday.
So, of course, Divine 9 going through Moto Miracle, Roll 1 Esports, and Obscured to make their way here to the finals. And on the other side, Hodis had to go through the blue team, the One Tricks, and Gilly Shark to make it here. Both teams are meeting here on this fine Saturday early evening around 6 o'clock Eastern here. And I know both teams are excited, but before we get started, we have a few things to get to, including a quick video from each of our participants from this evening.
Hey.
So let me go ahead and run this track for you guys, and we'll meet you back after these messages from our captains.
Win or lose tonight, I'm really proud of my team. This season has been the most fun experience I've ever had in HOTS or any competitive esports in general. My main goal tonight is to play my best, minimize mistakes, and have as much fun as possible. We'll do our best to represent the B West and bring it home. Go D9!
Well, I know leading up to tonight's game, I don't know if any of us thought we were necessarily going to make it this far to begin with. I know with some of the members of the team never even playing in organized games before, the first few matches of the season were kind of like an eye opener. Like, oh wow, look at what's going on with this, because it's a completely different game. But as the season progressed and as people got more comfortable with, being actually casted on a match and having people watch and critique your play, we were able to refine ourselves into, something a bit different than what we were like on our first match of the season against Gilly Shark.
All right, so those were a few messages from our captains. Both seem to be excited for the match. I know that getting to cast both of these teams throughout the playoffs, I had a Hodis match, a Divine 9 match. I know Bobo has had the opportunity to cast Divine 9 a few times as well.
Yes, I've been their pocket caster throughout the playoffs, apparently.
You're basically their lucky charm. I don't know if we should actually have you casting here tonight. There's a little too much favorite from other teams.
That's fine. It took me way too long, and it was gross to get dressed up like this. So no, that's fine. If you want to, in the issue of fairness and equality, I think it's time that Bobo checks out.
I do want to address our dress tonight. Of course, it's Grand Finals weekend, as is tradition when I'm casting them. Last season, I did it with Forecourt Jester. This season, carrying on their tradition with Bobo, and just really happy that you're a good sport about it, man. Really am.
I do things for you, baby. I do things for you. I'm just, working on a list, and eventually I'm gonna come collect.
So I'm gonna go into the keys to the game here tonight.
All right.
where we have Divine 9 coming in with a record of 9 wins, 5 draws, and Bobo, 0 losses on the season for Divine 9.
Stingy team, they do not give an inch. This is a this is a patient and efficient bunch. They play very safe in the laning phase. They will often run just simple 1-2-2s, maybe a 1-1-3, but they don't rotate too heavily. They're not looking to make crazy plays pre-10. But when they do get to level 10, they will show up and they will press the R buttons. And as you can see, more often than not, they win the video game.
The biggest key for me looking at Divine 9 is their star player Phantoms. This guy has carried them through numerous matches in the playoffs. If they can get him on the heroes he likes, his Kerrigan, he plays an Alarak very well. If he gets on these heroes, Divine 9 is going to be very scary tonight for HOTUS.
Yes, Divine 9 runs a setup with a melee flex. That would be Phantoms, and then Le Jason himself will jump on a ranged hero. More often than not, it's going to be a mage in the vein of in the vein of Jaina. They'll play the Junkrat, the Li Ming as well. I actually did manage to see Lunara bucking the trend here in the playoffs. So standard comps for Divine 9. They are usually inflexible in draft in terms of what they like to pick. But one key for them in the last set that they played in the conference final against Obscured was that they were able to make some small adjustments in draft and come out on top.
And for HOTUS, they're coming in tonight with a record of 6 wins, 7 draws, and 1 loss. A bit different of a record for them. Not quite as good as Divine 9's with the 9 wins, 0 losses, but only the 1 loss on the season. And as I mentioned earlier, they've really picked up the pace here in the latter half, and especially through these playoffs. So record aside, I think this is a very quality Heroes of the United States coming into this matchup tonight, Bobo.
Yes, and again, with a surprise here in the finals, but well earned. They've used a slightly larger hero pool, if you will, than what Divine 9 has used. And one thing to keep an eye on this game, will they lean on the Medivh? I have seen a little bit of it here in the playoffs, and I like what I saw, and I hope that Heroes plans on utilizing the hero if it is available in draft, of course.
And I really want to highlight from the match I got the cast with them, and I know they've done this a few times in the playoffs, is that they're running these really sick wombo combos. Saw a Zeratul into a Zeratul Void Prison into a Sonya Leap, and then a Ring of Frost from Jaina to follow up. And the lockdown was insane. You actually saw a clip during that little interview that I just aired for HOTUS. And if they can pull off that sort of quality execution, really nothing can stop it. It doesn't matter how good Phantoms and Jason are playing tonight. A wombo combo of that stature will rip through any hero on the side of Divine 9.
Yes, one of the better sort of set of plays and one of the narratives that came out of HOTUS' matchup with Ghillie Shark is that they found themselves behind in the early game quite often. Not by a large margin, but they were usually beaten in the race to 10. They usually had themselves in a position where they were down in terms of structures, but in that series, which they did win 2-1, late game combos, late game team fights, and snap core rushes were the key to HOTUS' victory and why they find themselves here in the finals.
All right, so we are here in lobby. I have asked the teams if they're ready to go. They are. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Division B Grand Finals of Season 4 Nexus Gaming Series. Let's get it started.
So we are headed to Dragonshire, and I must say that I am surprised to see this map come through. In that, Divine 9, a team that I've casted multiple times here in the season and the postseason, usually elects to ban this map out.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a surprise. Let me actually, while we are kind of talking about it, let's go over what happened during the coin flip tonight. Of course, it's the Grand Finals, no team technically coming in as a higher seed. So we did a coin flip where we had Divine 9 winning the coin flip and decided to take first pick here in map number 1. So That meant HOTUS had the first ban this evening, where they banned out Infernal Shrines. Divine 9 followed up with a Battlefield of Eternity ban. Of course, here, map number 1 you already see is going to be Dragonshire, as chosen by the Captain Blaze from HOTUS.
Surprising, again, that Dragonshire was not the ban and BOE was, because I've seen Divine 9 be successful on that map. But the Infernal Shrines ban, it was well placed by HOTUS. Infernal Shrines is the favored map of Le Jason and of Divine 9, and they will often run Kerrigan combos on that map. And a little bit of a wrinkle here. So HOTUS has done their scouting. They have banned one of Phantom's heroes, but the Kerrigan was perma-banned through most of like the Western playoffs. Now they take the Maiev away.
Yeah, Malfurion, Maiev are the bans. Sonya, the first pick. Of course, This is a hero for Siege, who's he's played so many times throughout the playoffs, Bobo.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can remember which Western playoff game they didn't first pick Sonya. It was a 3-time first pick in their last set. And the other item just to keep an eye on throughout this, if we do push into games number 4 and number 5, is that Divine 9, I anticipate, will go first pick every single time. They're not afraid of any particular map, and you will often see Sonya at the top of the draft. And I expected this, Tracer Tass.
Yeah, this is a disgusting combination, which, if you guys have been watching the mid-season brawl over in Sweden, this pairing has made a re-emergence into the top-tier pro scene. They love now this Tracer. It's been one of the most commonly picked heroes, and of course, anytime you pair it with the Tassadar, it's just that much better. So you're seeing it trickle down here into Nexus Gaming Series, Bobo.
Absolutely, but Chast Tracer is something that Heroes has used throughout the playoffs, and Tracer in particular is an NGS playoff special, if you will. While she often will not show up too often over the course of the regular season, there are quite a few teams, in fact going back to last season when I was involved in the playoffs, in which Tracer is the pocket pick that teams will lean on here.
Lunara, Johanna, the picks here, number 2 and 3 for Divine 9.
This needs to be an Uther ban. Ooh, and they went with Ariel. Okay.
I want to say that Lunara has been played by Jason most frequently. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. So, again, just taking a peek at these drafts and where typically things have gone, I can tell you that Divine 9, if I had to make a guess, this would probably end up with something along the lines of Uther Zeratul, and that's where this team kind of goes. It could also be an Alarak, a Lunara-Alarak combo, Lunara Genji. But again, Uther is their most played support by far. I think they've only lost one map on Uther for the entirety of the season. Over on the side of HOTUS, I think both Diablo and ETC are going to be options. Stukov also jumps out as well as a support that is right now open and available for them to choose.
Rhaegar ban. This is interesting to me. Rhaegar not very high tier. Maybe this is some scouting coming out from Divine 9. Still leaving open the likes of Stukov. We'll see if they want to go that route. Of course, already having the Tassadar means they can be a bit more flexible with that last support pick. And
Rhaegar, I do think that was probably targeted for the cleanse.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where the tank selection will go for HOTUS, but you can bet that it's going to be something with a fair amount of stuns. There's a Stukov and the Anubarak. Anubarak was their, I believe, second highest tank pick. We'll go ahead and check those numbers. I believe, though, that HOTUS is one of the teams that leaned on the bug quite a bit in the regular season. As we, in fact, let's pull our stats up on this. Anubarak with a 44% pick rate, a 2/3 win rate, 12 games played by Watson on Anu.
Yeah, Anubarak been definitely making his way back into the meta as well. Ever since his most recent rework, I think it actually, out of the tank set, had that armor removed. I think the way they reintroduced his
was a buff.
Yeah, it was definitely more beneficial than anything for him. So definitely,
I expect, just keeping an eye out here. Again, if everything plays to sort of traditions, this is either going to be Uther or maybe Deckard Cain. And I would look at maybe Alarak with the possibility of a Ganjo. Okay, so we do get the Uther Genji.
Uther and Genji. This Genji will most certainly be played by their MVP Phantoms and of course Judge Bread, one of the best healers here in Division B throughout the season. Going to be picking up one of his favorite healers, Uther.
Yes, and once again, only one loss that came in the playoffs actually with Uther. Last pick here for the Heroes of the United States. They have their choice of top laner. I would lean towards the Dahaka, given that this is Dragon Shard. This is a hero that they have chosen for his global presence. Again, anybody that they put up on top is going to lose the lane against Sonya, but with Dahaka, you get that little added wrinkle. 25 seconds on the clock here for Hodis, the last pick in game number 1 of the NGS the finals. Ooh!
Christmas Malthael.
Into Uther. So, good dot damage, but last rights into D-Shield. Last rights and Pulse Bomb. So that's going to have to be a well-layered set of R buttons on the side of Hodis.
There's a lot of protection here. I mean, of course, Iron Skin for Johanna. You have Deflect from Genji. Sonya can get her form of armor later on as well. And I believe... wait, I don't think Leaping Strikes gives you any invulnerability frames for Lunara. But of course, you do have the D-Shield from Uther. So yeah, definitely a few options to protect not only through last rights, but also through that Pulse Bomb from Tracer, that if that is what Hodis is relying on to get them some kills here, it could be pretty tough for them.
This is a win condition on the side of Hodis for the early game that is going to be prescribed as, well, Blaze, get on your horse, fly on it, and delete Lunara. It's going to be very difficult for Hodis to find kills, but they do have a very obvious script set up. And again, comfort picks. Watson will be playing that Inubreak. That'll be definitely one to watch as well.
So let me introduce the team on the left-hand side. We have the champions from Division B West. It is Divine 9, Rabid Penguin on Johanna. We have Siege playing Sonya, Phantoms on the Genji, Jason the captain on Lunara, and the healer tonight will be Judge Bread on Uther.
5, 4,
And over on the side of the Heroes of the United States, Watson will be playing the Numerec. The Captain Blaze will be playing Tracer. Waterboy TKD on Malthael. Jub. Sneak it on in there. Jub will be on the Stukov, and Andrew will be on the Tassadar.
All right, so let's take a quick peek at these level 1 talents. We see the new Sentinel Wisp talent from Lunara. We have the Warpaint from Miss Sonya. Ping Pong build started up by Genji here. On the other side, we do see that we have Growing Infestation from Stukov, a Saiyan Fusion from Tassadar. And on a Pale Horse is the selection from Malthael.
And Waterboy gaining the early advantage on Sonya. We see the 1-1-3 on the side of Divine 9. Expect a little bit of roam from Phantoms on the Genji, as Malthael is generally regarded as weak to one of the Overwatch heroes. Good stun in by Watson. Hits the follow-up Blaze, just trying to charge that Pulse Bomb up. I'm not sure if there's a play there to be made. There is the Pulse Bomb, and 0 for 1.
Oh, Phantoms with the deflect, almost killing Blaze with those Tracer rounds coming in. Yeah, back on that Pulse Bomb. Blaze trying to connect onto Jason, captain on captain damage, but didn't connect. Lunara survived, and after all of that, no kills. Still even on XP. Top lane still looks to be about even. Malthael seems to have the better of it so far. But it's pretty even match so far as the first set of shrines are spawning.
We do see Genji go up top to try to provide a little bit of help to Sonya, but they are struggling mightily against this Malthael. Strong play thus far by Waterboy TKD of Heroes of the United States, and there's a Pulse Bomb, and Uther is down. Wonderful catch there by our observer for the evening, Falindrid. Shout out to the production.
Yeah, definitely appreciate having an observer, a producer, doing a great job this evening. As always, I got to have him with me a few times this season already. Pretty thrilled to not have to worry about moving the buttons as much.
That's great. And again, we see the strength in the top lane on the side of Malthael. Both top and bottom are being channeled right now by Hodis, but really no rush for them to go ahead and try to pick up the first dragon. It does look like they want to get Tassadar into the big fella in the middle.
Story right now, Siege Giants pushing down bottom lane, and up top, Phantom's trying to harass Waterboy TKD and almost gets him finished off, but ends up losing a ton of health himself. Gonna have to either use a tap or a hearth back here to get back in any sort of fight.
The Malthael has proved to be a very, very big problem. That's a large commitment of resources. There's the dive in by Watson. He burrows, does not catch anyone. And Jason and Judge Bread will skirt back across their side of the wall.
We do see Genji finally reappearing over in the bot lane. Johanna holding down the middle right now, making sure all of that XP is being soaked for Divine 9. And I'd imagine Divine 9 wants to make their move eventually onto this bottom shrine, as we do see it now. Rabid Penguin walking in on Watson, and there's a swift strike in by Genji. And that's a ton of damage. They're going to have to back out as Hodis and give up control of this. There's a pulse bomb onto Genji. Did not have to deflect up that time, so took the grunt of that damage. Overall, another even trade, as these teams appear to be so evenly matched right now.
And perhaps a missed opportunity there on the side of Hodis, as they did get the pulse bomb onto the Genji, who did not have deflect, but Watson a little late to follow up there. There is the burrow in. The double stun onto Uther. Lunara locked down in the back. Blaze is going to have to try to find a winding path to get back through here. Phantoms and Blaze have been trading shots at each other throughout the early game. A fun little Tracer v Genji matchup.
I want to highlight this at level 4. It looks like Cassadar went into Kala's Light instead of the heal, as
Watson.
Anubarak is the first blood of this game. Rabid Penguin able to keep him back with that condemn, and all the damage came out from Jason and Phantoms. Great job there. Did I miss a kill earlier? Oh yeah, sorry. We had the Uther kill.
The Uther pulse bomb.
The Uther kill. Yep, of course.
And now this is the first time that Divine 9 has had the double channel. Phantom sitting there in mid lane. And Andrew on the Cassadar will have relatively light work of any delay that is needed. It's going to take a lot of resources, really, for either of these teams to pick up the first dragon. In fact, it may cost, it may require 2 kills rather than 1.
As Divine 9 is trying to capture a Dragon Knight, we do see some of those circles from Cassadar dropping all over the capture point. So not able to grab it was Rabid Penguin. And he's going to have to back up now out of mana, as another pulse bomb connecting on Judge Bread. Walking through a silence pit. Jason trying to chase down Tracer. She has poison that's enough to kill her, but gets a shield, gets a little bit of a heal there from Jub.
Keep an eye on Watson here. That's the double stun onto the Lunara. The pulse bomb comes through, but Blaze will get the chase down kill with the Tracer. A shout out to the support combo of Jub and Andrew on the test of our keeping Tracer alive long enough to get that counter kill. Waterboy TKD up on the top lane now has Siege in a terrible position. Malthael looks well set to win this matchup.
Yeah, this is
one more.
Definitely starting to look like trouble for Divine 9. Losing skirmishes on both sides of the battlefield, both top and bottom. Up top, it looks like Genji trying to cover for Sonya. Might actually be able to find this Malthael as a vengeance kill. The slows coming in from Cassadar. The finishing hit by Blaze on that Tracer, and another kill. Now it's 4-1, and let's look at who's getting these kills so far. It's Tracer with 3, Malthael with 1, and so close now to level 10s, and a Dragon Knight in hand for Andrew on Cassadar.
I'm not sure what's been the bigger problem, the Tracer played by Blaze or Waterboy TKD on that Malthael, but Hodis has an unusually strong advantage here. They are fought through many of the comfort picks, many of the winning picks for Divine 9.
And level 10s are here. Let's see these talents start to tick in. We do have Cocoon, we have Flailing Swipe, Archon from Cassadar, and Tormented Souls. Okay, so not the last rites. That makes a bit of sense for me. I think I like that a lot better.
Yeah, there's really only a small number of targets that you could actually kill with last rites. And again, we talked about it, the Uther with the Divine Shield. Are you going to also be able to stagger both Pulse Bomb and Last Rites correctly? If you miss on both of those abilities, which they have not taken, it would be devastating to the team fight of the heroes of the United States.
For Divine 9, it's going to be Thornwood's Vine, Wrath of the Berserker, Blessed Shield, Dragon Blade, and Divine
Flanked by
Shield.
Siege. Watch the spear, looking for Jub.
The explosion from the Dragon Knight, just enough to keep Siege back. And back to safety is going to be Heroes of the United States, as they do have a 1-level lead after getting that Siege camp there. Or,
Watch
excuse me.
this XP though. Why? Because Malthael throughout that phase was double soaking. Siege came down for a gank attack, missed it, and Malthael has taken on a pale horse. He will be traveling about the map in a very expedient manner.
Yeah, definitely picking up the extra soak that was missed as his team was down there in the bottom lane. Now working on some bruisers. Divine 9 does a great job of stealing away that neutral bruiser camp on the bottom side of the map, which should give them a bit of space to work down these siege giants that Hodis just grabbed, as I was mentioning.
But again, we see 5-man bot. They get a tower. Divine 9 maybe gets a wall out of this, but Malthael just keeps soaking in the top lane. This was a 3/4 of a level lead. It's now pushing up to a full level lead. Divine 9 missing waves in mid and top, and now they will have to send, at the very least, Siege on that Sonya to go top and work on that kill.
Yeah, so up top, that bruiser camp is still pushing Sonya, trying to get a bruiser camp out of her own. But it's more and more XP that's getting missed by Divine 9. They are currently down at least 3/4 of a level. 13s are getting oh so close for Hodis.
Aggressive positioning from Watson here. He looks for the flip over, hits Siege, there's the double stun. The pulse bomb comes out as well, and the
perfect
lurking arm.
execution.
Jub with a play.
Someone clipped that one. That was perfect stuns from Watson. The pulse bomb connected. The silence was there from Stukov. Even the cocoon to keep Genji back. Everything clicking there for Heroes of the United States as level 13 is online. Their talents are on the screen right now. Just outstanding play, and now 5-1 in the kill column for Hodis, Bobo.
And now again, the asymmetrical pressure being applied by Waterboy TKD on that Malthael as he yet again double soaks. Malthael's going to try to get out of here. Here comes Jason. And no one can stop death as he looks for a tap. Watson, though, with the burrow in, hits the double combo onto Judge Brad. Uther is in big trouble. Actually has to use Divine Shield. Trades it for the pulse bomb there. Siege, meanwhile, is working on the Giants. Let's see if Hodis can sniff this out, Murda.
I think they will. There's Watson. Throws out his first stun and walks on. Cocoon is enough to secure it. Here comes the Tormented Souls and the Archon. A lot of damage onto Siege. He has to get the cleanse to back out of there. And it looks like, I don't think they're going to try to mess with this Johanna. She's, yeah, Iron Skin getting her back to safety. Not too much they could do there. I like that they were able to steal away the Siege camp. The discipline to not go much further than that. I'm okay with that, Bobo.
And quite a few heroics are traded out there. Blessed Shield, Divine Shield as well. Sonya popped Wrath of the Berserker. Tracer has her pulse bomb almost back, but we saw Archon, Tormented Souls, and Cocoon used during that invade. And now these teams caught up, just about to be even on that 13 talents here.
Shrines are active, both controlled by Hodis, but Genji was able to Swift Strike up top. Gonna steal that away. And it is now channeled blue for Divine 9 as Tastar is making a rotation once again onto that point. Skirmish here in the middle. Not too much going on. Both teams are level 13. I'll throw those talents up on the screen for you as well.
And Lunara's bottom. It looks like Hodis has a free channel here.
Yep, Malthael is going to get it. Waterboy TKD in the Dragon Knight. Second one of the game for Heroes of the United States as they are sieging down this mid wall.
Opportunistic play there from Heroes of the United States. They saw the Lunara, who was forced to go bottom to relieve the pressure of the Giants. And now Hodis looking for their second fort of the game.
I really like the double support right now from Hodis. It's the damage from Jason. Yeah, wow.
Wow, misses the pulse bomb, but actually still gets the kill.
So
and
aggressive.
Blessed Shield came out. Oh, Rabbit Penguin used a big cooldown there, tried to get the Blessed Shield on the recalling Blaze, or the recalling Tracer, if you will. And another kill, this time it is the all-important Lunara, and Hodis, with a little bit more time left on this dragon, starting to open up the map.
So I was talking about these supports. It's too much right now for Lunara to get the poison damage in on so slow ticking, and Genji relying so heavily on getting those last hits with his Swift Strike as we see Rabbit Penguin walking out, having to pop his Iron Skin back to safety again. But I just don't see how they can get enough damage with this double support. It's way too much right now.
16 into 13 here. Hodis have all of their R buttons. They now have a Pulse Bomb. Blaze is looking to pick up a kill there. Rabbit Penguin actually uses Iron Skin. I'm thinking Blaze is going after the Johanna right here, Murda.
Oh, he had the recall, and the Divine Shield had to be used to save Rabbit Penguin. Johanna survives for now. All the members of Divine 9 survived that, as a matter of fact, as now we see Hodis backing up. They're going to start looking to see what kind of camp pressure they can get out. They're going to start here on the bottom bruisers, as Divine 9 has to kind of clear up all of this mess that has been made by these 2 times in a row Dragon Knights that they haven't been able to really catch up after yet.
No, the double objective play has been fantastic from Hodis, and one thing to keep an eye on, thus far, if you take a look at every single application of Divine Shield that has been used defensively, we have not yet been in a position where Uther can use his heroic on top of the Dragon Blade. Divine Knight has been on the back foot for the entirety of the game, and that credit belongs ever so strongly on the side of Hodis. They've now got double camp pressure bottom. Murda, do you think they're going for the keep here?
They're definitely going for
triple
it.
camp.
Bruisers, Siege, and then another Siege right behind with another wave. Yeah, definitely having the spell armor is going to be just enough. There's the cocoon on Johanna. Burrow forward onto Uther. They get another stun onto Lunara as the rest of the team's trying to get this damage onto this keep. Popped out of the cocoon now is Johanna. Pulse bomb on her, and so much damage. It's able to finish because the Tormented Souls was also connecting heavily onto her. There we do see the keep going down. First one of the game for Hodis. And still have
Jason.
3 Giants and another kill from Blaze.
Blaze need to get back out of there. Recalls, absorbs a few tower shots. Andrew's keeping up there. It looks like Heroes of the United States are going for the core. Right now, they go ahead, they get the lurking arm out. Judge Brent's in big trouble here. He's about to go down. Has to use D-Shield again defensively, so it's just Siege, Phantoms, and Judge Brent now. Murda, this core is looking like it is in big trouble. There are 3 Giants just hawking rocks at this baby.
50% on the core. 30%.
That's it.
Make it 20. Still going down, and game number 1
wow
is going to be handed over to the East. Heroes of the United States taking it against Divine 9 on Dragon Shire.
Well played. Heroes of the United States have done something that most have been unable to do against Divine 9 here in the playoffs. They stayed on the front foot for the entirety of the game. Dragon Shire was a map that Heroes played 4 times in the regular season. They had a 75% win rate. And once again, Dragon Shire was a map that Jason and Divine 9 did not like. They did not play it. Even though they were 2-0 on the map, it is something that I've seen them ban out quite a few times. I wonder if they're thinking about that map ban right now.
Yeah, definitely cost them there, as really the MVP was Tracer. Blaze doing a fantastic job. 50
and the Malthael. And the Malthael dominance in the top lane. You know, that was a first pick Sonya, and Hodis answered it perfectly.
Yeah, so if they did their homework and Malthael was the pick up against Siege and that Sonya, that was a perfect play by Waterboy TKD. Let's take a quick peek at these talents in case you want to go back and check out this VOD one day. Here they are on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was game number 1. As always, I like to take a short break in between our maps as we talk to the captains, figure out where we're going next. We will be back in about 4 minutes, so hang out here with us and make sure you're tuned in. After this next game, we will be presenting the Division B All-Star selections for Season 4.
Yeah, baby.
So definitely hang tight. Don't go anywhere. This party is just getting started. All right,
Hey.
ladies and gents, we are back. How you doing? What's up, Bobo?
What's happening, Murda?
What's happening, Bobo? So game number 1, I don't know how many people were expecting that, but HOTUS comes in very dominant with the double support, with the TAS Tracer comp there, and played it to perfection. Really good job top lane by Malthael. I think the Anubarak play was spot on. Overall, it was a team performance. They are in sync right now. And no, I'm not talking about Justin Timberlake and Joey Fatone, Bobo.
Good, because neither am I. If you had the prescience to predict that HOTUS would dominate game 1, you would be a wise and venerable soothsayer indeed. Divine Nine, the favored team, for good reason, but I am very impressed by the way that HOTUS played game 1. Their draft was exceptional. They picked quite a few comfort heroes for themselves, and again, the Tracer as well as the Malthael had a very, very strong showing.
So we're in lobby. I know we have a lot of games to get to. It's a best of 5 this evening. Secondary reminder, stay tuned. After this next map, we will be revealing the Division B All-Stars for Season 4. So if you're here, we appreciate it. Hopefully you're getting some really sweet Heroes of the Storm drops from Blizzard as they have their promotion running right now. You'll have to excuse my Twitch viewer counters. I'm turning them off on the scenes as I see them because I'm not on my channel right now. It says 0, but we actually have 71 of you here watching right now. Really appreciate all of you stopping in. And without further ado, game number 2.
So head to Tomb of the Spider Queen. As expected, Divine Nine opting for first pick.
Oops. Wrong button there.
Almost.
Here we go.
Oh, hey.
Here we go.
We got a draft.
We got a draft, and it is Tomb of the Spider Queen. Divine Nine reached out to Jason, and he said he wanted first pick once again. So map selection for the second time this evening is HOTUS, and it is Tomb of the Spider Queen.
A good map for both teams. I would expect the Tracer ban, but on the side of HOTUS, I'm just going to throw this out there. I mean, if I'm right, I'll remind you guys that I'm a professor. Medivh on the side of HOTUS, something to watch for on their first rotation.
Bobo, look at this. Already Tracer banned away, and Jason saying respect. They definitely don't want to play against Blaze's Tracer again, so they have banned it away pretty swiftly here in the first ban phase, as we also see Maiev banned for the second time this evening by HOTUS.
Could be the Divine Nine Kerrigan. Tracer, I would expect to not see any more action for this set unless...
First pick Sonya again?
They seem to be thinking about it. That would be the first sign that Divine Nine is a little shaken. But I think the other piece to consider here is that this is a veteran team. This is a smart team, led by one of our casters and led by a strategist in Rabid Penguin who has done an exemplary job. Will occasionally throw a curveball in here. We did see them play the odd double support comp, don't forget, against Moto Miracle in round number 1, and there is the first pick Malfurion.
Okay, so a bit off their strategy, as I think was their strategy, getting preference on the Sonya. They've changed their first pick this map, instead wanting to get Judge Bread on Malfurion.
And I don't know if Medivh is going to make it very far here. I expect, and for the sake of entertainment, I mean, hey, we're in the grand finals, right, baby? Let's throw a Medivh out there before the secondary ban phase comes through and someone stomps on our fun.
Of course, this is a map that I had highlighted at the start of today's broadcast in that clip you saw with Blaze and his interview, as they did run a Zeratul, a Sonya, and a Jaina here to run a fat wombo combo here on Tomb of the Spider Queen during the playoffs. Perhaps they go back to a similar strategy. We'll see. There's the Jaina. So piece number 1 is here, and they're going to take the Malthael once again for the solo lane. Perhaps expecting Siege to return on his Sonya later in this draft.
Jaina is a hotly contested pick between the two teams. Interesting grab there. They like the Jaina early. Also selected Malthael. I do think this could wind up moving a hero such as Genji or even Zeratul up higher.
I definitely think they'd want to get on to that Genji again. Of course, there are 2 heroes in Phantom's playbook right now that are available in the form of Kerrigan and Alarak. This player is an insane beast on those 2 heroes. Anytime both of them are available, you have to be thinking he might want to go in one of those directions. Last game, they tried out the Genji. They didn't quite have enough damage up against a double support comp.
Tyrael.
Tyrael and Thrall. Okay, so is this Siege?
That's Sanctification, and that's Earthquake on top of Tormented Souls.
But is this Siege playing the Thrall? I don't. Is it Phantom on the Thrall?
Not necessarily. You honestly, you really can't tell. Thrall is nevertheless very good into Malthael just because you can poke without having to engage in a fist fight with that deadly son of a bitch. So we may see Thrall on either side, but it's also very versatile. Thrall in the format can provide protection for long-range heroes such as Hanzo or even Chromie. So you could also flex and put Tyrael down there in the bottom lane as well.
I do think Thrall has a pretty good matchup into Malthael. Of course, has his own sort of healing. He has the poke that is necessary to take down Malthael. Is he the answer though? Because game 1, Waterboy played so well that I don't know. Sonya wasn't the answer, but
well, I think what that will often do as an adjustment, something you will change up as a captain, is that if you accept that you cannot win bottom lane, you will put more emphasis not just on the 4-man in draft, but in game you will maybe make an extra rotation towards top or mid. And Thrall is very good on the flank. 20 seconds left for the ban here on Divine 9. So you see a Phoenix ban.
I do like the Phoenix ban as well. He is another hero that plays well against Malthael, of course, because of his shielding. That the trait damage from Malthael really doesn't do too much to Phoenix.
No, and a great amount of wave clear against Jaina. Jaina being sort of like a mid-range assassin, if you will, just because her abilities for wave clear have to be casted at a shorter distance. So Phoenix, who struggles against long-range heroes now following a succession of nerfs, is still pretty darn good into Jaina as well as Malthael.
Picks 3 and 4 on the clock after we see Stukov banned away by Divine 9. Hodis thinking about perhaps their tank, their support.
Keep an eye on Dibbles here. I think Diablo is a possibility. We haven't had a single tank ban, so Garrosh is still up and available. And Garrosh, Jaina, Malthael can be a nightmare, although Tyrael does all right against that suite of heroes. I'm not sure where we expect the support go. Tomb of the Spider Queen is very, very open in the support meta. Kayn, Rhaegar.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Kayn. We do see a Nubarak once again, as we did in game number 1. Watson will take over his role again there. Rhaegar, who's banned out in game number 1, will be the play by Jub Jub.
Rhaegar is exceptional with Malthael right now, as Uther is risky. As we saw in game 1, did not and was not capable of doing the job, but a Rhaegar with a Malthael can be quite devastating, especially with the possibility for Tormented Souls. I'm not sure if that is just what Hodis takes with their Malthael or whether that was an adjustment in draft. We will see.
Final picks on the clock for Divine 9. Still perhaps looking for a solo laner if it's not Thrall. Still need potentially
could be Li Ming in here.
I mean, they could put Tyrael in the solo lane, they could put Thrall in the solo lane. Like, there's a few options. So which direction do they actually want to go is the question. I think we're still looking for a true Phantoms hero, which is going to be Kerrigan and Lunara again from Jason, which means Siege will be on that Thrall in the bottom lane up against likely Malthael here.
I expect the Medivh here.
But let's talk about it. Phantoms getting on a hero he loves to play. Kerrigan, definitely the most dominant Kerrigan in Division B. Perhaps one of the most dominant Kerrigan players in all of Nexus Gaming series. Phantoms is going to be a player to look out for here in map number 2, Bobo.
This is a very large amount of CC, while none of it is on the tank. With Tyrael, I assume certainly that the cross-supporting from Tyrael and Malfurion will be of great benefit to the Kerrigan. We'll have to see how efficient Divine 9 can be with their combos here. 15 seconds left for Hodis. Chat, thinking that Hodis may have baited Divine 9 into the Kerrigan pick. There's a Medivh, as expected. They take, I mean, you honestly, you have to.
Yep.
In the face of Kerrigan Malf, you're not getting out of that without some absurd cross-supporting. And there we have it, as the Birdman will take flight here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
So Medivh, a hero that Blaze loves to play, getting to show it off in the grand finals, the biggest stage NGS has to offer. Will Blaze and the heroes of the United States bring what they brought in game number 1 to the face of Divine 9 once again? There's only a few web weavers in between the result of this one. Bobo, who do you have winning it?
Oh boy, they're tugging at my heartstrings here because we've got Tyrael on one side and Medivh on the other. The cross-supporting from Tyrael is going to be immense. They make up for Tyrael's lack of strong early game with the Kerrigan combos. You know what? I'm going with the Medivh. Let's take it. I'll put the vote in for Hodis. Murda, who you pulling for here?
I want to see this one go as long as possible, so let's go with Divine 9 in this one. Let's introduce him on the left-hand side. We have Rabid Penguin on the Tyrael. Siege going to play Thrall. Kerrigan, the best Kerrigan in Division B, is going to be played by Phantoms. Lunara going to be played by Jason. And Judge Bread going to be the support once again on Malfurion.
Over on the side of Hodis, looking to pick up a surprise 2-0 lead. Blaze will be playing the Medivh. Jub on the Rhaegar. Watson yet again finds himself on the bug with an Uberak. Waterboy TKD gets game number 2 on Malthael. And Andrew will be playing the Jada with that hot new mount.
Look at that ram. That's the Alliance ram, right?
Somebody's been playing some video games.
So let's peek at these level 1 talents, see if anything stands out. Lunara this time opting for a natural perspective at level 1. We do, of course, see Justice for All from Tyrael, Sharpened Blades from Kerrigan, and Echo of the Elements from Thrall. On the other side, Raven's Intellect from Medivh. We have Fingers of Frost from Jaina. Once again, on a Pale Horse from Malthael. Still no selection from a Nubrek. Is it going to be Nerubian Armor or Regen Master? We are yet to find out. Watson holding that for the time being.
Everything fairly meta. 4-man here in mid. Divine 9 will have a lot of threat in the jungle between top and mid. We have yet to see either of these teams posture for a big play, but Phantoms is already working on bot lane here. Waterboy TKD needs to actually stay inside of Kerrigan's range, or he could just take the extra step outside of it. Well played in the bot lane. One gank attempt fails from the carry.
I think that's a theme we're going to see throughout the game, where Waterboy has to be careful down the bottom lane as we see a little fight breaking out up top. Rabid Penguin, of course, has his Eldruins back to safety, in the slowing totem from Judge Bread, able to keep back the attackers from Hodis, who are looking to keep up the momentum they got started in game number 1. Here in game number 2, a much smaller map, Bobo. Tomb of the Spider Queen, a map that requires much more frequent rotations than you typically see on Dragonshire. Do you think either team's comp is going to favor that more rotational, heavy playstyle? So far, we've seen a lot of Medivh just hanging out up top and more of a 1-3-1 out of Hodis. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, they've already sort of stated their intent. Blaze is hanging out on top with the Medivh. I'm sure he wants to get stacked patiently, efficiently, and safely. And so far, Divine 9 has put more emphasis on the bottom lane, looking to put pressure onto the Malthael, which bothered them so much in game number 1.
Both teams hanging out around the mid side as we see Watson collecting some globes for his team. Fingers of Frost now at 6 for Jaina, making her way towards getting those stacks done. Level.
Yeah, now that pressure has not been applied to the bot lane, we can see Waterboy start to win the matchup against Thrall. Also has more gems readily available. Rabid Penguin on that Tyrael. He's not doing too much offensively, but has been able to use Eldruins to safely evade quite a few big plays from Watson.
Both solo laners dropping off some gems. Looks like Waterboy might interrupt Thrall, and in fact, he...
Did he? Oh, they're going for it on
No,
bottom. Siege is
yeah.
in big trouble there. But Kerrigan pulls a 3-man combo out of her back pocket to disengage there.
Yeah,
Both teams just about even in gem count. Nobody really has an advantage on either side, but this may be an issue here as Jason is under pressure from Watson.
Get some pretty good shielding from Tyrael there. Rabid Penguin close by, able to provide the right amount for Jason to keep his health bar intact. As more gems are trying to be turned in up top by Blaze. Watson here as well in the vent, waiting to see if he can find a burrow charge in, but he does get rooted in there by Malfurion, so not going anywhere for the time being.
Early on, Heroes of the United States, in a bit of a contrast to the first game, struggling to find those early game kills. I mean, naturally, the Tracer was banned out. We will have to see what this Jaina looks like as the game goes on. The kill potential, and really baked into their heroics. But on the basic kit level, a lot of this game is going to fall on the shoulders of Andrew on that Jaina to play safe and to provide the kill pressure.
So both teams have enough gems right now as Phantom's connecting for first blood of the game. Finds his combo. Kerrigan, that's one so far. Keep count, because as this game goes later and later and Kerrigan gets that much more scary, I think we're going to see a lot more of that out of Phantoms in this one.
We will, but again, this is going to wind up as a map that once it breaks down is going to lend itself more to 5-on-5 teamfights where we expect the Blaze as Medivh to have more impact. So far, Medivh has been anchored into that top lane. It's been a safe play, but it has certainly not benefited HOTUS anywhere else on the map.
Both teams still with those gems trying to turn in, and it is Divine 9 getting him in up top. I think that was Jason got his in. So blue Webweavers dropping down the lanes as both teams are level 7. Currently sitting with a bit of a lead after that kill is Divine 9. Remember, they did lose map number 1, and losing a second map in a row could be detrimental to winning this grand final. Of course, a reverse sweep is not out of the question at any time, but you don't want to fall behind too, and getting this first Webweaver down is so big here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, Bobo.
That's true, and we are living in a world in which the towers have had their XP contribution reduced. So more XP is now baked into the forts. And we see HOTUS putting a little bit more emphasis there on top lane with Jaina and Rhaegar, their strongest clears up top. Ooh, Blaze is under pressure from there is the shield. He needs to quickly get in the portal. It has poison applied, but it is cleansed out. Medivh cheats, and Blaze is safe.
Getting up in the flight, actually also picked up a heal from Rhaegar there. Surviving is Blaze for now, as he's at 29 stacks on his base quest. So not wanting to die at this point is Blaze, trying to make sure that his team can get him to that elusive 40 stacks, as both teams are close to a turn-in. Of course, HOTUS already has 33 gems in the bank, but only 7 away to put Divine 9 with enough to get their own turn-in, a second of the game for them. So we'll see a little bit of defense here. And right now it's bottom side where a fight is breaking out. Eldruin's getting Tyrael out to safety. Rabid Penguin gonna back off as now Watson, plenty of space to get his gems in, and red Webweavers will be spawning.
That's a big grab for HOTUS. Divine 9 was in a position where if they had delayed a little bit longer, they may have found themselves with 10 into level 9, but instead they do give up the first Webweaver phase. Oftentimes, if you misplay the first objective on this map, you will find yourself forced to give up the second, just because the couched XP and structures will really give you the great advantage on the quest to level 10.
And there are level 10s for Divine 9. Thornwood Vine again, Earthquake, Sanctification, Maelstrom, and Twilight Dream for Divine 9. As they clear up this Webweaver in the mid lane. Siege under
Phantom's
pressure.
gonna have a huge
He's
shot
in a
here.
terrible choke, pops his Earthquake, and here comes Phantoms jumping in big. Finds a stun. The Unstoppable is there from Rhaegar, but not enough to get the Jaina out to safety. 2 fall, it's a double kill. And it's Kerrigan getting both of them, looking for more. The chase is on from Jason. Blaze gonna be able to back off. Remember, 36 stacks on Medivh, gets up in Raven form and will survive for now. as Divine 9 clears up the Web Weavers, got the one in mid, rotated bot. Now we're going to make their way up to the top to finish clearing these out. Still no level 10s, but they are about to tick in for HOTUS as we see them start to click in right now. Ancestral, Water Elemental, Cocoon, we have Tormented Souls again, and Ley Line Seal.
I'd like to see HOTUS make a big play here. Sanctification, Maelstrom, and Earthquake were all used. They'll have the R button advantage, if you will. However, Divine 9, with a level lead, will be certainly looking to delay this game until they can have the 13 advantage. This is Ley Line, and there it is. It's actually used. Phantom is now on the backside, trying to find a kill on Blaze, but Kerrigan's the only one alive. Is she going to be able to survive? There is no Sanctification. Watson gets the double stun, and Kerrigan goes down.
Water Elemental in chase on Judge Bread, trying to back up, throwing Moonfires at it. He's going to put out the roots to root in. I guess the Water Elemental can't get rooted, of course. Only heroes. Tyrael in a very terrible spot. Triple stuns coming out, and yeah, those gems are bye-bye. Tyrael being zoned out very well by Watson and company there.
Odd bit of decision making. So if we step back a little bit and take a look at the last two team fights, HOTUS went deep to go for a gank on Thrall without their level 10s. They paid for it with a number of kills. And then on the flip side, Divine 9 almost looking to force a turn or just perhaps delay there on the top. And they find themselves victim to the Ley Line Seal. Heck of a shot there coming out from Blaze on that Medivh. Oh, and by the way, he's done with Master's Touch.
Master's Touch is done. Gems are currently on hand for Divine 9. Not yet enough in the hands of HOTUS. Bottom side, we do see the Siege Giants trying to be grabbed by Malthael. He is able to get him. Medivh, of course, flying in to give him that extra bit of safety.
That was a great give by Siege. Very easily in that circumstance. Hey, that's a half health Malthael. I think I might have a chance here. But he backed off wisely. Cleanse used on a new Barak. Mortal Boy TKD is on the flank. Perhaps looking for the big Tormented Souls play. Again, HOTUS on the clock for 13s here. They may look to force a fight before they find themselves down. A talent here advantage.
Stepping out is Rabid Penguin. Has Eldruins back to safety. Water Ellie is down, but likely will be able to be cleared up quickly. Jaina gonna kite it back to make sure it's not taking free damage. Here's Jason though, throwing a little bit of poison on it, and essentially the cooldown wasted for Jaina there, and it looks like with 13 so close, Divine 9 would start jumping in, and jumping in first is Phantom's gonna back off after that Ravage. Didn't find what she wanted on top of a new Barak. 13's finally here for Divine 9. Take a peek at those talents. That's for you, Kunanaki, in chat.
There's a big burrow in from Watson, but he does not follow up with the Impale. Again, Divine 9 does have level 13. HOTUS shortly, maybe a wave away from picking up their next talent as well.
A bit timid right now from Divine 9, it appears, but maybe speaking too soon as they're moving aggressively forward over this top turning point. Ley Line Seal, huge roots on top of Blaze as well. Gets silenced with the T-Dream from Malfurion, and Phantoms is in trouble. Gets the D-Shield, the Sanctification rather, and finishes off a kill onto Jaina. Finds another one in the form of Rhaegar. And that's a double kill as now Divine 9 marching their way up to the boss, and they have enough right now for a turn-in as well.
They started that team fight off, HOTUS did, with a Ley Line Seal, but way too split up. They never got Malthael involved into the team fight either. I'm not sure HOTUS wants to go for this here. I'm a little surprised actually they didn't back up and just trade boss for a turn-in. Watson and Waterboy TKD are there. Tormented Souls is up, but
you can't move in there. No.
Thinks better of it.
Yeah. So they get the boss. This should create enough space now for a Web Weaver turn-in as well for Divine 9. As we see all the members with the gems clicking them in, Phantom zoning out Blaze, and there it is, blue Web Weavers descending. 13 talents on the screen right now for HOTUS. If you want to take a peek at those. Boss still alive, still sitting at 75% health. Web Weavers are not on the field yet. And it looks like Divine 9 opting to push lanes up rather than push with this boss on that top fort. So perhaps a bit of a miss. But they're going to have some space here at mid and a big fat minion wave to go with this Web Weaver, Bubba.
They have an opportunity here to pick up all three forts off of this Web Weaver phase, although Waterboy is doing a good job with that Malthael down in bot lane. And actually, HOTUS holding on to top fort as well.
Still keeping it alive. Web Weaver has been cleared. Mid fort's down. Now they're working on this bottom fort rotation through the enemy jungle there as they're finding the Malthael. Leyline Seal is going to protect him, move him back through a portal, but Phantom's on the backside, ravaging in, finding another combination on top of Medivh. Another double kill for Kerrigan there. Make it 3 in this game for Phantoms. Still marching down bottom lane is Divine 9. They want to get some damage done onto this front keep wall in the bot lane. And I think this Bruiser camp is also nearby. They might be able to get on top of that too. With still 2 members down for Hodis. D9 looking solid here in Tomb of the Spider Queen.
And in the last 2 team fights, Hodis has been split. It was a great play to get the Malthael out of there, but Kerrigan chasing down both Medivh and Malthael.
Here they go on that Bruiser camp, Bobo. As I mentioned, it is available here. But Hodis is so close. They're nearby. Is the burrow going to come out? It does. Interrupts the channeling on that camp. Water Ellie down. Cocoon down. There's the Earthquake from Thrall as Rabid Penguins falling low. Might be the first to fall, but there's a Maelstrom on the backside. Phantoms picking up more kills. Finds Andrew as well. It's a triple for Divine 9. Make it 4 and clean it all up. Divine 9 with the mega kill. They get the camp and are likely about to get the first keep of the game. Only question now is, do they want to move core? But this is definitely going to be this bottom keep threatened by Divine 9, Bobo.
Should be 2 keeps for them. Top fort still stands. Divine 9 has 80 gems, so it looks like they're going to make the double keep play and then likely back off, pick up another Web Weaver phase. We're only 14 minutes in. The death timers have still not started to spike here.
I really
again getting separated. The last 3 team fights, they just have not been able to move as 5 members and find themselves an advantage.
I gotta highlight Phantoms in that play. Ravaging on to Jaina in the back line, throwing out the Maelstrom, and of course Rabid Penguin with the Sanctification on top of the point. Just enough to keep all 5 members of Divine 9 alive in that one. 13-2 for kills. 5 of them belonging to Phantoms, and it's Kerrigan. Once again, a very strong hero for this player, and turning 1 gem away for Divine 9 as 2 keeps have been destroyed. They're looking to make their final push, and it could be after this next gem gets turned in, Bobo.
59 on the clock there for Divine 9.
4 level
they have the opportunity to just play this as patiently as possible. A big key for them throughout this game was that they were able to keep so many gems on siege. Thrall was pushed a little bit by Malthael, poked a little bit by Medivh, stayed alive.
Earthquake.
Siege now starting to turn this around with a big Earthquake.
Big Ancestral coming on top of Waterboy, but not enough. He falls quickly. Great Twilight Dream by Judge Dredd, gonna lock him in. 14 kills now for Divine 9 as they're looking for more portal. Gonna bring Hodis back to safety. But the only thing not safe right now are all 3 of their lanes as the Web Weavers are spawning. Jason pressing forward. Phantoms also throwing out a big Ravage. A combo onto 2. Maelstrom popped. Andrew's low as well. He's going to go down. That's a triple kill. Bruiser camp in mid lane. Web Weaver in mid lane. Bot lane's about to push in as well as Divine 9 working to pick up their first map of the evening. 50% on core. Jub does not have enough. Another combo. They're going to finish him off. Game number 2 belongs to Divine 9.
Good comeback. Hodis let the Kerrigan through, paid for it. Shout out as well to Rabid Penguin for a great job on the material there. The sanctifications were on point. Stopped a lot of that damage from going out. Woo. Like what we see there from Divine 9 in game 2. I'm sweating. You're still wearing a suit. I think you're nuts.
Man, you flaked out on me, Bobo. What happened?
I'm sweating.
Wardrobe change mid-game?
I'm trying to just casting a game here, brother. I'm not trying to make a fashion statement. All right.
Oh man.
When NGS hosts the Bachelor auction, I'll get dressed up again.
Oh man, no roast for you.
Suck it. 17-2 in terms of kills there as Divine 9 takes game number 2.
A totally different game too. Game number 1 was so heavily in favor of Hodis. This game number 2, so heavily in favor of Divine 9. Really a tale of 2 games so far. Ladies and gents, tonight it is a best of 5. So we have at least 2 more games coming your way. Guaranteed a game number 4. and both teams are looking really solid to this point. I think game number 2, we saw Divine 9 get back on some comforts, especially for Phantoms. Judge Bread getting to play a Malfurion, I think, made a hell of a difference for them. The Twilight Dreams were on point. And of course, anytime you run out a solo tank Tyrael, it's a big risk factor. But Rabid Penguin did a fantastic job here on Tomb of the Spider Queen with that Tyrael.
Divine 9 was able to grab the first objective. Hodis with a great grab on the second Web Weaver phase. But after there, it just snowballed. Again, Hodis just had problems in the latter half of that game, getting all 5 team members where they needed to be. They were split for the last couple of team fights, including that last camp invade, and Divine 9 has tied this series up.
So before we head to a break, we have a very special presentation for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the presentation of the NGS Season 4 Division B All-Stars.
Hey.
All right.
Who's getting a medal?
So I made a little PowerPoint presentation with the results that were gathered by Jackster and the polls. All of the members of Division B were polled there, and the results are in. With no further ado, I present to you team number 3 for the West. It is going to be Axel Foley from Team Showboat as the tank. Lionhouse from Subject to Change, going to be the Team 3 support. Party Boy Corey from First Pick Nova, the offlaner. Murad from Moto Miracle, and Eric from Moto Miracle round out Team 3 West in the Assassin Flex positions. Over in the East for Team 3, we have Watson from Hodis. You see him playing tonight. He's the tank representative. Jub going to be the support. For the offlane, we have Digi from DG Alpha. And for the Assassin Flex positions, we have Archaic from DG Alpha and Mr. Monkey Man from Uncomfortably Numb. Congratulations to Team 3. Moving on for Team 2. From the West, the tank position will be Roll One Esports, Rock Your W. Support, we have Lampico from Team Showboat. The offlaner is going to be Zad from Roll One Esports. The Assassin Flex positions are going to be rounded out by Toffs from Roll One Esports and Yanners from Team Showboat. So a lot of Roll One Esports there on Team 2 West, Bobo.
Mert, I just want to say that I appreciate you giving the shout outs here. As we see, many of the players on both of these teams so far well represented on the All-Stars.
And team number 2 for the East, our main man, the caster extraordinaire, Shenanigans, going to be the tank from the blue team. Support going to be Pilot of Earth from Uncomfortably Numb. The offlaner is going to be Shardy Waffle from Hodis. Not
Great
participating
name
here tonight, but a outstanding job done this season. Assassin Flex positions will be Patches from Uncomfortably Numb and Andrew from Hodis.
I gotta say, Shardy Waffle is a Team 1 All-Star name. Shardy Waffle, Shardy Waffle, Shardy Waffle, where art thou?
So finally, the moment of this presentation that you all have been waiting for. Team number 1 and team number 1 from West and East are going to be Rabid Penguin from Divine 9, the tank player. Judge Bread from Divine 9, the support player. The offlaner position belongs to Ghost Dunk from Moto Miracle.
Hey, everybody.
Phantoms from Divine 9 going to be the first Assassin Flex, and rounding it out from Team Showboat is going to be Kyrios on that second Assassin Flex position. Team 1 East is going to be represented from DG Alpha, DTM Goat on tank, Ember from the blue team on support, Mr. Lard from Gilly Shark, the offlaner, Blaze, the captain from tonight's matchup from Heroes of the United States on the Assassin Flex, and the other position is Stark from Gilly Shark.
Love to see our East-West finalists well represented there on the first team, and a shout out to Mr. Lard and Stark on Gilly Shark, part of their epic run through the playoffs. They, however, did fall to Hodis in the East Finals.
So that is the presentation for the Division B All-Stars. Congratulations to all of you recipients out there. A lot of fun to get your name recognized by all of your fellow competitors in your division. Means they respect you, and means they want to see you come back and play some more next season. So if you're on that list, make sure you're signing up. Sign-ups open, I believe, on the 24th, nexusgamingseries.com. That goes for all of you guys out there in chat right now, as 94 viewers are present. We are approaching some record numbers, ladies and gents. Definitely appreciate all of you stopping in. We're going to take a short break as we head towards map number 3. Bobo and I will be back in 4 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Let me pull Bobo back up again.
Come on. Make me larger.
How do I make you larger? Where'd the button go? Here it is. Here we go.
Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want. I
Hey.
see a lot of people reacting to the Division B All-Stars. Once again, congratulations to all of you guys who were awarded the honor. Very huge privilege, and you know, I think I was a Team 3 recipient last season. Feels nice. So once again, congratulations to all of you. We have the Big Boss Man Archangel in chat hanging out. So any complaints, you guys direct them directly at him, because I had nothing to do with them.
We must always pledge loyalty to leader. Good to see Archangel in chat. Hello, sir, and thank you, as always.
Let me make sure the captain is set for Divine 9. Now Siege's banner. Okay, all right, I fixed it. We're good. We got it.
Did you? Got it?
Let me see if
Good.
these teams are ready.
Let's play the video games, guys.
Is chat ready? If you guys are ready, let me know who you guys want in this match. If you think it's going to be Divine 9, hashtag D9 in chat. If you think HOTUS is going to take it, hashtag HOTUS in chat. Shout out your favorite team. Who's going to win, the West or the East? Little fact for you, Bobo. That was the first map ever that the West has won over the East in a Grand Finals NGS map. Did you know that? Last season 9-0 for the East. This season, Divine 9 finally makes it happen for the West. I gotta switch to
There
we
yes.
go.
Well, I guess now that jinx is over, we can stop blaming the server, the ping, and everybody's Walmart internet.
Little portrait
jinx
shenanigans
is
going
over.
on here in the lobby, Bobo.
Well played by Judge Bread. Faking out the caster is actually worth -5 mentions. Okay, so the support player for D9 is in the correct spot.
All right, heading in to draft number 3, and this one is going to be Towers of Doom.
To the O to the D. A map which Divine 9 dominated Obscured on in their Western Conference final matchup.
So I see a few of you mentioning how I look fancy right now. Mr. Bobo did look fancy during games 1 and 2.
Mr. Bobo was uncomfortable as hell.
He was uncomfortably numb, if you want to stay in a Division B theme right now. And
Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle.
Decided to derobe in the middle of game number 2.
Chuckle, chuckle. I did it for the people. You know, hey, if it gets any hotter in here, they might see something that they are really going to enjoy.
I will give you credit, though. Rocking the Heroes Hearth shirt. Unfortunately, getting eliminated from the MSB today.
Rip.
But still representing North America strong and proud is Professor Bobo. Same ban for the 3rd game in a row out of HOTUS. Maiev, the selection. And as we saw in game number 2, Tracer being banned away by Divine 9.
Yeah, there will be no more Tracer shenanigans. I can guarantee you that much. I think it would take a miracle, in fact, to get Divine 9 to change their minds on that first ban Tracer.
So look at these votes coming in right now. 2 for HOTUS, 2 for Divine 9 as they're clicking in. 7th Ace says hashtag 5 games. That's all he wants. He wants a good, long battle tonight. Malfurion going to switch sides yet again. It's going to be in the hands of HOTUS this round, as the healer Jub will be playing the Malfurion.
And for Jub, that is now Stuko, followed by Rhaegar, followed by Malfurion.
Yes, banned out in map number 1. I forgot about that.
Anybody smell a Sonya pick coming?
There's
Hey!
Sonya. There is a Jason Jaina. Might as well spell Jaina, Jayna, as Jason has played this hero so many times throughout the season. One of his staple heroes.
It's also good to deny. It's also good to deny HOTUS, again, really enjoys queuing up the Jaina, as they have put Andrew on that hero. As recently as last game, in fact. You think we're going to see another Medivh here?
Man,
DOD.
it didn't win last game. The value...
But did it lose last game?
I'm not going to say it lost them the game, but how much value did we see? The Leyline Seal was played a few times, but never followed with any kills.
Well, they did not build a Wamba. They actually, remember, that was a Welly Jaina in that game. But either way, I do think the Medivh was effective, but I do think that the macro calls were what let down Hotus in game number 2.
Garrosh,
Okay.
the first
We see
time
our-
tonight we'll see him and Genji. We saw him game number 1, played by Phantoms. This time, going to be switching sides over to Hotus. Genji on Towers of Doom, a very strong hero in my opinion, able to hop over the walls that are pretty large here, and of course able to navigate to those
a
beacons.
strong
What do we call them?
Overwatch. A strong Overwatch hero, you don't say, Murda. 35 seconds on the band here for Divine 9. Who do you want to see them remove from this match?
Maybe the Uther? Oh, excuse me, they already have Malfurion, so that'd be pretty dumb, huh?
Well,
the
your
Malf...
words, not mine, friend. I would never,
Sure.
ever speak about my beloved Murda in such a way.
Well, to be fair, okay, my microphone's here and it blocks the upper right hand of my screen during draft, so I couldn't even see Malfurion sitting there. But no, I think the Malthael seen twice here tonight already by Waterboy. Do they want to ban that out? No, it's going to be Leeming. So they don't want to play against double resets. That makes sense to me.
It does, and with Jaina off the board, obviously that's not something that Divine 9 would go into. Zeratul ban was interesting to me. This leaves up ETC.
Leaves up the Kerrigan
Could still
again.
be Johanna. Yeah, it does leave up the Kerrigan again. Alarak is another possibility. Kerrigan into Garrosh is a difficult one. If you don't get the kill on your combo, you are likely going to find yourself on the wrong side of the map. Uther and ETC come to mind, as does Deckard Cain. But I do think we'll see the Uther for the protection against the Garrosh combo.
Of course, Dukov's still available as well. I think he's pretty good on this map.
But not a D9 pick. They do not play Admiral Stukov. That's one of the odd wrinkles that I've sort of come across them throughout the season. No matter how strong Stukov was, they did not go into the Admiral.
The Admiral. 5 seconds left on the clock for Divine 9, making their 3-4 picks here. It's going to be Rhaegar and ETC.
Okay.
So, ETC, you called that one.
They wanted the cleanse for sure. That's why the Rhaegar's there. The Uther was left up there. I would have to believe the fear of Lunara or possibly Gul'dan as well. Right now, Hotus has enough of a CC combo between Malfurion and Garrosh that their damage dealer can be a little bit more flexible. Maybe does not have to find some hard CC of their own. Could be another Malthael game.
Abathur's still on the board as well.
I could see Dahaka in here. The other possibility is a Chromie. Genji Chromie is a little old school. It's maybe a damage combo that you saw a couple of months ago, but the only target that Rhaegar can never cast any of his saving throws upon is himself.
10 seconds remain for the final 2 selections here. Map number 3 for Heroes of the United States. Who are they going to pair with this Genji, Garrosh, and Malfurion? Looks like it's going to be Greymane and a hero we thought they might have taken earlier on Dragonshire, Dahaka.
Been holding that, and they go with the Grey Mundo for their other DPS. Greymane has moved up throughout these playoffs in priority for a number of teams. Earlier in the playoffs, I saw him a lot, especially as teams have moved away from Hanzo. A little dip in play. The same with Dahaka. But when you find yourself in the grand finals here, players often will step back and lean on some comfort picks. And there is the Greymane and the Dahaka. I'm not sure what to expect here for the 5th pick. You've highlighted the Kerrigan, but if Divine 9 want to go for a more defensive setup, it would be... Okay, I was going to say the Alarak could have been a possibility, but it is Thrall.
I was for sure thinking it was going to be Alarak, who can shut down so much of Greymane and Dahaka at least. But it's going to be Thrall. Likely, of course, going to be in the 4-man with Sonya drafted first. So this is going to be a Phantoms Thrall. We'll see how that hero does switching hands.
It's Thrall. He's versatile. If you have been playing this game for, as long as we have with the Alpha Portraits, Thrall is one of those heroes that you have been playing for quite a long time.
So going in to map number 3, these teams are tied up. Bobo, your selection here for who's going to win map number 3.
It is a comfortable set of selections for the side of D9. Everything is lined up for them to take game number 3, and they were very strong on this map in their Western Finals set against Obscured.
The elements will destroy you.
The big question for me is, what is the Dahaka Sonya matchup going to look like in top? If Waterboy can somehow find a way to fight through the meta and get that advantage, it's a possibility that HOTUS could go through, but Murda, thinking D9?
I'm thinking D9, but I also like any time we can see a Dahaka, especially here on Towers of Doom. This is my favorite hero in the game, and the way he's able to capture the top tower, or whatever we want to call it, altar, and then make his way down with his brush stalk to get there to help his team, which generally is going to make a 5v4 happen. I think his kid is solid here. Jason getting tossed and stunned, and that is a quick first blood as Blaze and Andrew are going to rocket home against Jason there. One on the board for HOTUS.
Did a great job of avoiding quite a few skill shots there and waited for the opportunity to huck Jaina. Boy, Garrosh Jaina, that's got historical context, not just the implications of first blood.
Talents on the screen right now as we see ETC moving into block party. We have Echo of the Elements from Thrall. Of course, Warbreaker from Garrosh. Swift is the win from Genji. Tissue Regen is the play from Dahaka, not opting for the speed, and a cocktail build from Grayman. Another flip, another stun. There's a root, and Genji is on top of Judge Bredd, looking to finish him off, and does. Rabid Penguin, power slide down, use it there to try to save Rhaegar. Could be in trouble, but Watson not having a toss available will allow Rabid Penguin back to safety. Greymane picking up the first Sapper camp of the game as HOTUS is making an invade onto the D9 side siege camp. And without anyone nearby, likely going to be taken away. Up top, we see Siege working on Sappers there. But those are likely to be cleared out by Dahaka without much trouble. Bottom lane right now is the talking point.
Watson and Jub on point. The Garrosh throw into the Malfurion Roots combo is 2 for 2.
And we have a disconnect from Dahaka as the bot is walking at Sonya. We too get a pause. And with that, I will bring us to our camera scene. Bobo, welcome back. Timer here in Grand Finals. I know during playoffs it's 15 minutes, so 5 minutes per game. We're going to go with 25 minutes for total. So let's take a look at the clock. I see 7:31. If I can get an admin in chat to be keeping an eye on that for us, as I have way too many things on my hand to be looking at that. I know there's plenty of you admins out there. Help a brother out. Not expecting these teams to take more than 25 minutes of pause time, though.
No, that would be a stretch.
That would be a far stretch.
So what do you think of this early game here? The double camp grabbed on bottom. It looks like HOTUS, pending the reconnect here from Waterboy TKD, will have the early advantage. The first bottom Sapper camp was cleared out by Divine 9, but now the second camp by HOTUS is barreling down bottom lane towards those structures.
Yeah, it's making its way down. We see 3 members from each team sitting there in the lane. Up top, there, of course, are still 3 Sappers sitting there. Getting word from Watson of Heroes United States saying that Waterboy is likely in the middle of a power outage, waiting to see what's up with him. So we'll keep hanging out. But yeah, I think a good response by Sonya, being able to move up onto top siege camp, at least to get some sort of push going for them. 4s are so close for HOTUS, though, after picking up the 2 kills they've gotten. One onto Jason, one onto Judge Bredd. So looking to bring it back after game 2 really didn't go their favor. So far, they're looking strong with the Genji played by Blaze.
The way to break down Divine 9 is early pressure and, if you will, asymmetrical pressure, they tend to stick to all 3 lanes very tightly. So on a map like Towers of Doom, if you can use the type of plays that we have seen HOTUS make early in this game, they do have the opportunity to potentially be given quite a bit of XP there in the bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, Towers of Doom bot lane being so important, being able to win it early, definitely in your benefit. I don't think they'll be able to threaten the fort this early in the game.
No, certainly not.
But they might be able to get that fort wall, which could give them a solid lead heading into the first triple altar phase.
They do have Greymane, and even though he has dipped in and out of the meta, the one thing that Greymane is still exceptional at is siege damage, if he is allowed to go unchecked by the members of Divine Nine. I really like the Genji pick here, as HOTUS has targeted the hero pool of Phantoms in draft. Removing the Genji is important just because no matter where the comp goes, Genji will be able to fit in some way, and he is certainly much safer than the all-out defense of Alarek or the all-out offense of something such as a Kerrigan. So a wise decision by HOTUS to grab the Cyber Ninja here for game number 3. And it looks like we are soon to be back into the action.
Word on the street here is that Waterboy is back in Discord, logging back in the game, and he's back in the game. Jason says he's ready to go. Waiting on.
Need that R button.
Blaze says he's ready. Okay. No.
Well,
yeah, he did. He said, "Okay, we are ready." All right, we are good.
Okay, I didn't see
We're
the
good?
message pop
Okay.
up there. Hey, why not?
So let me put us back on our game scene and give them a count in. 3, 2, 1, and.
Okay. Right on. Let's go back and play some video games.
All right, so top lane, we have these sappers here. Bottom lane, though, we see Rabbit Penguin getting flipped and barely escaping those roots. That was close. Looks like the sappers did crash in up top.
So, talking about the Greymane a little bit here in the early game of what he can and cannot do, one reason that Greymane fell out of the meta is that he is objectively weak against the likes of Garrosh and Diablo, who are high in the meta, as well as Johanna. He just doesn't do very well into those tanks, but Divine Nine loves them, their ETC. We'll see if this comes back to haunt them in game number 3. Aggressive position by Watson here.
Yeah, so Brushstock down, which I'm not a fan of. I would have loved to have seen Dahaka remain up top. Instead, they're going to flip it, and it looks like they're going to pressure the top side.
Go forth and
Genji grabbing the one on the right, Jason grabbing the one on the left, and this is going to be 2 altars for HOTUS and only 1 for Divine Nine, so score being 32-36 currently, favoring the red team.
I do like that decision by Divine Nine. Genji has so much more mobility coming out of the top there. It would have been very easy for him to have beaten Jaina down to the bottom if it was contested. So Divine Nine already have taken a couple losses on this map. Lost a camp to an invade. Have lost 2 members to kill. And now find themselves 4 shots down in the very early parts of Towers of Doom here in game number 3.
Making his way back up top, we see Dahaka up there, Waterboy back in this game, of course. Bottom lane is still being pressured by Watson, Jub, and Andrew. Mid lane being soaked by Genji. Rabbit Penguin looking to find him in the bush, but there's a great toss. Roots late again by Jub, not able to keep Rabbit Penguin inside Mr. Trent's domain there.
Oh, siege under pressure there. Let's see if Sonya makes it out. I believe Waterboy had to hit the drag to get Sonya in that much trouble. So in that last little spot, it looked like there was a change in communication as Watson did not go for the groundbreaker on ETC. Let the cow go. Thrall on the backside there looking for Blaze. Deflect is already down.
Blaze, first up fall, Genji on the floor. Phantom's just pretty low, moves back into that healing totem with the rest of his team. So it's going to be a 1-for-0 there in favor of Divine Nine. Altars activate in 20 seconds. Sonya making her way down from the top lane. She pushed that out. Level 7s, of course, online for both teams. And now having that cleanse on Rhaegar is going to make a world of a difference because Garrosh relying so heavily on having that front line disruption. And if a good cleanse can come out from Judge Brett, it could save the day on a lot of these flips they've seen so far on ETC.
So Divine 9 will channel up on top. Waterboy TKD at the front on that Dahaka right now. Let's see if he can hit a big tongue and maybe look to get a big play. Watson actually completes the channel on bottom. Sonya winds up getting grabbed. There's a combo onto Siege in a tough spot. Andrew looking for the kill, but Penguin comes in with a combo on ETC. And all honors are even here. 32-28. Hodis maintains the 4-shot lead.
Good healing totem there by Judge Brett, keeping Sonya alive, able to back out. But it was a much better combination that time out of Watson and Jub with the flip and the roots.
I think they're just going to give up on trying to kill the ETC, to be honest with you. That may, if ETC winds up being the hero throne, if we don't see the combo come out from Watson, they may be just saving it for a different target, particularly as this game goes on, and Judge Bread does have Cleanse and Ancestral as well. Again, it could be, like I said, just a declaration that they don't care about trying to kill ETC at this point.
Watson looking for a flip again, gets a minion. Sappers in his face now as Divine Nine's going to try to get these home onto this wall in the bot lane.
Keep an eye
Here's
on
the
Blaze.
flank from Blaze coming in, throwing some Shuriken at Rapid Penguin. He's going to back up as the Sappers are going to get cleared out yet again. As mentioned, the Greymane doing a great job in the siege department. Let me see if I can get those stats up on screen for you. So far, Greymane with 26k as well as the Dahaka, but Sonya 40k up top right now in the siege department.
Quite well. 30 seconds before the next altar phase, it will be a double altar. Both of these teams are like dead even on experience. Divine 9 takes a small advantage there with the extra wave on bottom. Let's see. Is Hodis going to smell Siege out here on the top camp? Looks like Phantoms is going in to help secure this for D9.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be quick because now they're giving up position on these altars. The Haka going to peek, but it's going to be too late. Looks like Rhaegar is going to start a channel on the left. Malfurion's got the channel on the right. Another toss onto ETC, but Rapid Penguin likely to get away. There's a Blizzard from Jason trying to push back Genji and does. So another trade out. And really the difference in this game is just the first altar phase. Hodis being able to grab 2 to only 1 from Divine 9 there.
But neither team has decided, to just oil up and rush on in. We have not yet had a 5v5 team fight. This has been, again, very patient play, very safe. Only 1 camp invade as well. And 3 kills in 7 minutes thus far on map number 3.
Level 10s have been picked up. I got them displayed on your screen. Warlord's Challenge, X-Strike, Isolation, Twilight Dream, and Cursed Bullet. We got Earthquake, Ancestral Dream, Mosh Pit, Wrath of the Berserker, and waiting to see what Jason wants. And really, this is the key one. It's going to be Welly, or is it going to be Ring of Frost? I almost want to see Ring of Frost here. I think...
Do you?
Yeah, I think the Wombo is a little bit more delicious than just having a Welly. You already get the slow from the Earthquake. Do you really need more?
I would say that Welly does very well into Genji. And trying to hit a ring on an invading Dahaka Genji combo may prove ineffective. Jason does go with the Water Elemental here in game number 3. It's 6
Invade coming. Here's the Haka. Brushtalk coming in. Likely going to have ETC, but oh, look at that. On top was Genji. Ancestral Heal is great. Still a Twilight Dream in the bank for Jub. Is he going to use it? Not yet. In trouble is Waterboy on that Dahaka. He's stuck there all by himself. Not getting out. So holding back a Twilight Dream there. I don't think it was interrupted or anything, but
the combo missed.
Yeah, but that could be enough to kill Watson here. As yes, Garrosh will fall, and at a very good time. But Jason gets counter killed by Andrew and Blaze. 1 for 1 now. Actually, technically 2 for 1 as the Hawk is still dead. He should be able to brush talk back when he gets her. Blaze falling on the Genji. Great root there by Thrall as the altar is being spawned, and now this game is all tied up.
After a very quiet early game, we go from 3 kills total, jack that right on up to 7 as Divine 9 starts to wrestle away some structures, and they pick up a half-level lead. They're first of the game.
24-24, and really this is the story of the entire series so far. how evenly matched these teams are. Game number 1 so heavily in favor of HOTUS. Game number 2 pretty heavy in favor of Divine 9 to say the least. And now here in game 3, pretty even again, where you never know out of these two who's going to take the lead. And so far it's very close, tied up, even levels, but 13 so close as Rabid Penguin getting tossed by Watson. Water Elementals down. There's a Warlord's Challenge only connecting onto ETC. Earthquake's down, Blizzard's down as well. Jason with that Water Elemental is Jaina. Waterboy will be the first to fall. Siege still in the chase on his Sonya and finds a Greymane. They're still hunting some more kills, but Garrosh is too healthy along with his Genji. Jub on the backline trying to keep his members alive. It is a 2-0. Divine 9 taking that one.
Hesitance from HOTUS there. Watson on Garrosh went in quite deeply. I actually could see in that fight that Jub took quite a few steps forward, was looking to possibly pop Twilight Dream early in that fight. They were off on their heroic wombo combo, and Divine 9 made HOTUS pay.
Look at the positioning right now. It's actually revealed by Watson, but a power slide is going to lock him in. He uses Indomitable to get away. Another slow drop by Judge Bread. The taunt's not enough. Neither is that X-Strike from Blaze, who's now in a weird position. They get the kill on Garrosh. 3 altars have spawned. ETC and Jason are going to stay here and poke out Dahaka and Greymane, as Sonya and Rhaegar will likely make their way back and contest the side of HOTUS and their altar with Garrosh down for another 7 seconds. There's a mosh pit. It's 3. The Blizzard's on top, and all the damage from Phantoms and Jason are connecting to find 2 more kills. Dahaka is going to be next. Make it 3. Blaze, the only one alive here, is going to have to Swift Strike back to his tower as all 3 of the altars are taken by Divine 9, and look at where they're going next. It's the Headless Horseman.
A great mosh pit there from Rabid Penguin. The only 2 targets that could have interrupted him in that circumstance were Dahaka and Malfurion, and they were both taking a dance.
Boss is captured. The score now 24-8 as Sappers are even crashing in the bottom lane. Another root onto Genji. Blaze in trouble but has a Swift Strike away. He's alive for now as his team has respawned and the towers are being upgraded. Bobo now worth keep damage, which since the change means a hell of a difference. Neither team has taken a structure to this point.
This game
look, Dahaka
spiraled.
Oh, okay. Looked like Dahaka was about to brush stalk in. Ended up canceling it. There's the Ancestral on top of Thrall, who has fallen very low. Pushing forward. Still no 16s, but they want some more kills. They're not going to get it here. But I like the aggression. Wasted some ults. The Wrath was popped. The Welly was popped. We saw the Ancestral heal and the Earthquake.
HOTUS needs to go for it here.
Yeah,
they need
right
to recognize
now.
that Ancestral's down, Mosh is still down. There's 30 seconds on any of Divine 9's heroics, and this is the last fight they're going to get before the 16 advantage comes through. There's Waterboy on the backside. Has not used drag yet. There's the drag. Hits ETC. The follow-up is there.
Warlord's Challenge and roots are enough. There's an X-Strike as well. Blaze finding some damage as Jaina finishes her base quest there. So has Ice Block available. Andrew looking to push forward with his cocktails. Not quite strong enough is Greymane on that. But they're going to have opportunity to get this altar. Make their way back into this game. Didn't lose the bottom keep. And they will get 4 shots over on the side of Divine 9.
This map was 28-24 in the favor of HOTUS at one point. And you can see just how dramatically the shot count has changed. Divine 9 is just a little bit of push away from claiming the first bell tower of their opponents, as bottom is down. Ooh. What, there's about 10% left on that, boy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we said we wanted HOTUS to take a fight before 16. They took the fight and they won the fight. So good recognition. Finally getting the Dahaka down there to start it all off with that drag. The Warlord's Challenge, of course, so great from Garrosh. And pretty dominant kills from HOTUS.
Missed isolation there.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Well, but you gotta live with it, right?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta live with a little bit of a miss.
Rabid Penguin in trouble here. The combo comes out, but he actually interrupts with the face melt, and Groundbreaker does not come through, and ETC will slide on out of that gank attempt. I like the play from Watson, though. Despite being down with the 16 talent here, they found a target isolated, but good counterplay by Rabid Penguin. as the tenacious flightless foul evades that gank attempt from Hodis.
One sapper connected
Oh,
so far.
Earthquake
Here's
coming out.
Earthquake. There was a Twilight Stream as
Oh, boy.
well, but it was interrupted. And falling is Garrosh, falling is Malfurion, and 2 more kills
That might be game.
for Divine 9.
That's a 3v5. Rabbit Penguin still has Mosh, but
Oh, interrupted Mosh Pit.
got eaten by... Wow, what a great play by Waterboy. So it goes on a 10-second cooldown, but this is a 3v5 for another 20 seconds. 2 towers available if Divine 9 can channel both of these. They will win the game. Keep an eye on Rabbit Penguin here. Mosh Pit is back, is available. Only Dahaka can interrupt it.
Still have Ancestral as well, trying to protect Judge Bread, zoning
Go
out the
for it right
Haka.
here.
Great. Oh, Genji didn't get there. But on the bottom side, it's Greymane up against Thrall. Who's going to win this one? That was so close on the Genji, who's now falling low, and
That
will
should be
fall
it.
is the Dahaka. That's likely going to be game. Phantom's finishing off Andrew.
Judge Bread with a puppy bite to end it.
Power slide, game over. Divine 9 taking the second map for themselves here on Towers of Doom and taking a lead in the series 2-1 over the Heroes of the United States.
That game was sealed with a big, bold flank by Phantoms on the Thrall. They found Malfurion, found another kill, and it set up Divine 9 to have a 3v5 as the double altar started. And with their strong mid-game play, they claim game number 3.
Bobo, let me show these guys some of the replays if this works.
Sure, yes.
From the end of that game.
Illuminate us.
I've been slacking on some of the replays tonight, but there was a couple right there at the end that I want you guys to see again.
Well, I'm not going to report you just yet. What do you got for us, brother?
Is it playing? I think it's playing. It's not loading.
You're the man at the controls.
Rip replays. Oh god.
Well, that replay would have been great if we had seen it. And
Okay, well, there are some good plays there at the end. Just trust me. on that.
squad goals for season 5.
Squad goals. Make sure replays work.
Let's put that one up on the board. Get the replay.
They worked during the divisional finals,
They
but
were fantastic, by the way. It's again, it's a little tricky sometimes. We're actually, after all, we are streaming on the Nexus Gaming Series account.
might have something to do
We're
with
not
it.
back. Not back on Murder's Iron Throne, if you will. We're not on home turf, man.
Player of the game that time, I believe it's got to be handed over to Jason. Did a great job getting some kills.
I think Judge Bread was on point in that game as well.
No
Credits to
random
the
cast.
Rhaegar.
I'm casting the grand finals. You can't join
Did
the
he
party.
actually try to join the party? Yeah, no.
Uh,
People read the broadcast. We fill them out and make them as obnoxious as possible. Guys,
So once again, that was map number 2, handed over.
maybe map number 3.
Excuse me. Yeah, I was gonna say win
That's
number
why
2
I'm
for
here.
Divine 9.
I'm here for you, babe.
But it was again like you couldn't really tell who was gonna be winning the game. I think early game it was Hodis. And
No,
then,
that was the most even of the 3 games.
Yeah, but they really turned it on, especially after level 10, finding all those big kills for Divine 9. Just outstanding job in the later half, and going on that 20-0 shot run definitely served them well.
Well, before we take our little break before we head on into map number 4, the adjustment that needs to come through for Hodis is that they need to get to team fights as 5 people. And that's where they've struggled. On the Tomb game and here on Towers of Doom, they have been punished by Divine 9 for just being split too much. And in that game, they even had the Dahaka, but still, nevertheless, Thrall was often in the midst of a team fight at an odd number advantage before Dahaka could have got there. And again, same story on Tomb of the Spider Queen, where D9 was able to find spots where Hodis was split. And their ability to find 5v4s, 5v3s has carried them to 2 straight victories.
Absolutely. And with that, we will be taking our
Hey.
union-mandated 4-minute break as I reach out to these captains. Match point for Divine 9 coming up.
What are
Hang
we going
with
to see in
us.
game number 4? Is this
Oh.
one over or what?
We'll find out. Hang with us, guys. Ladies and gentle beans, welcome back to the Division B Grand Finals of Season 4 Nexus Gaming Series, as we have Divine 9 leading the series 2-1 over the competitors from the East, Heroes of the United States, as we have crossed the barrier of 100 viewers here at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Thank you so much to all of you. If it's your first time here, hit the damn follow button so you're alerted for all the rest of the grand finals that are coming up. Make sure you click the little drop down next to the heart and you're notified when we go live. Some very important matches coming later this week. So you do not want to miss any of those. They will all be taking place over here at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Bobo, so nice to have you with me tonight.
My pleasure.
I think this is our third cast together. Correct? We did another playoff game, and of course we had the epic Hot Wing Challenge cast together.
You know, whatever number of games it has been, I can confidently say it has been a few too many, Murray.
Oh, God, I love you too, baby.
Mwah.
And with that kiss, I'm going to kiss this lobby goodbye and see if the teams are ready to go into...
Oh, what a segue.
Right?
Bam! Got him!
Working on it.
That's a pro move right there, folks.
I'm going to see if these teams are ready to move into map number 4. Remember, Divine 9 is on match point as we head into Volskaya Foundry, the selection from Heroes of Heroes of the United States. They lost the last map, and every single time so far tonight we've seen teams want the first pick. This is the first time we're seeing map selection. Hodis trying to switch gears a bit and trying to pick Volskaya Foundry to see if they can pull a rabbit out of their hat and find a win in map number 4.
You know, I don't think that either team has had a problem in draft. I like the draft that we have seen so far from our first 3 maps. Again, the adjustment I want to see from Hodis, and we talked about it before the break, is that I want to see them arrive to their team fights as 5, stop getting split up. Be careful, because one place that Divine 9 has been aggressive is during the laning phase. If they see an opportunity to perhaps pick up a 5v3, they will make an extra rotation. They will send their solo laner far across the map to pick up a couple of kills. And it has worked out for them here as they've started to build up a considerable lead. And as Murda, as you mentioned, 1 win away from the Div B title.
The Div B title has been a dream for these teams the entire season, and members like Jason and the rest of Divine 9 who participated last season as well in Division B, wanting to get a taste of what the crown feels like. And they are so close now. Only a few Triglav protectors in their way from grabbing the title, bringing the first one home to the West Coast in NGS history as well.
Well, no longer the left out coast. If Divine 9 can go ahead and secure themselves game number 4. Oh, look! A Wild Tracer ban appears. I bet no one in chat saw that one coming.
It has worked the past 2 games. Now they're trying it again in map number 4, because game number 1, Blaze was so good on Tracer, and we see Maiev banned for now the 4th time tonight. Hodis not wanting anything to do against Maiev. Definitely target bans, and since we've been seeing them all night, it was fully expected out of both of these squads.
And Hodis has struggled a little bit in draft there. If you can force a team to ban one specific hero multiple times in a row, it should provide you with an advantage in draft, and that you can pick up a few more of the high meta heroes. So far, again, the draft's been very even, and again, we see a first pick Sonya for Siege.
3rd time tonight, Siege on Sonya?
Yes.
3rd time tonight.
Is it 3rd or is it 4th?
I think there was one game where he was on Thrall, right?
Yes.
Against Malthael, game number 2. So here we're seeing his Sonya yet again, but this is a hero he's played more than any other this season. As we see Malthael, the response to Sonya again. This worked in game number 1.
And they do pick up the ETC. ETC, the highly favored tank that Divine 9 has leaned on throughout the season. ETC, in fact, is the highest pick rate hero for them. He's been involved in about 60% of the games with a 75% win percentage. So that is an important deny on the side of heroes of the United States.
Big selections here before the ban phase. Does Divine Nine want to show their cards, or are they going to take some of these heroes that don't show too much? I fully expect them to be saving Jason and Phantom's pick for the 4-5 slot. So likely going to be a support and a tank here for Rabid Penguin and Judge Bread. Playing a lot.
Genji has been highly contested in this series
and
too. So
Malfurion. I fully expect Malfurion, but what to pair with him?
Malf Genji maybe? No. Ooh. A Diablo.
Okay, so Rabid Penguin bringing out the Lord of Terror, and Jason playing another one of his mages that he's been so known for throughout the season. Li Ming gonna try to bring home the crown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Only one Diablo game during the regular season, and I don't believe Divine Nine played it in the playoffs. The Li Ming, however, is on the opposite side of that spectrum. 9 games, and let's see, 7 wins out of 9 games in the regular season on Li Ming for Jason and Divine Nine.
So the Barbarian, the Wizard, and the Lord of Terror are the selections so far.
It's an aggressive
D9.
god.
Very aggressive. Thralls the ban in the second phase here for Hodis. Stuff the ban away, like maybe the Uther I think does great up against Li Ming. The armor prevents a lot of her damage combo. Also pairs well with that Tormented Souls Malthael that we've seen both times that Waterboy TKD has played him so far tonight. No last rites in either of those games.
Could be.
And it is going to be the Uther ban. I think that's pretty smart from D9 here, Bobo.
And it makes sense from D9 in that the way that they build their team comps, it is unlikely they would have gone with Li Ming as well as the Uther counter in Lunara. I think they're also looking again at that Genji. The Uther ban denies the Genji-Uther combo. We could see either Malfurion or Stukov here. I'm not sure we're going to get a Wild Alexstrasza, though. It's map dependent, and it would work very well with Diablo. So I'm wondering here if Divine Nine is manipulating the support pool there with the Uther removal to put themselves in an advantageous position for their 4th and 5th picks. Are we going to see the Dragon Queen?
The Dragon Queen, another hero I really like to play here personally is Junkrat. The zone control he can provide. Would like to see some range, though, maybe even in the form of Chromie, who can help finish off some kills for Malthael as well.
Chaos come!
My God, ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 4 of the Division B Grand Finals, and Cho'Gall has just been selected by the Heroes of the United States. And Bobo, correct me if I'm wrong, but D9 lost a map earlier in the playoffs up against the Cho'Gall.
It was the worst map that I had actually seen them play. That was at Infernal Shrines game 1 against Obscured, who broke out a Cho'Gall Samuro comp to great late game effect. But the Cho'Gall here is strong in that Diablo no longer has percentage-based damage built into Devastating Charge with a later Talon. Li Ming does not have percent-based damage either. And the Cho'Gall now forces Divine Nine to think about picking up some heroes that are going to be better on the back foot. And they're also now on the clock as level 16 Cho'Gall is just objectively not very fun to play against.
It's got to be Greymane. What else can they get with any sort of percent damage? Karazim?
Yeah.
Karazim
they
and
take 'em
Tychus. Okay.
They just go right into the, you Cho'Gall, we're going to pick, we're just going to grab the 2 heroes that deal with him quite well. So Tychus and Karazim, so 7-sided as well as Minigun, are jumping back onto the scene to counter the Cho'Gall. Murda, what do you want to see from the support here? A lot of options on the table.
Malfurion's still on the board, but I think they have better options with the...
They need something to save the big guy.
Yeah, I was going to say probably Ariel, perhaps Ana, who I think is a bit harder to play with the Cho'Gall, but can be equally as strong.
Could be Alex.
It could be Alexstrasza.
Well. I like Alex Oriel here. Again, they're going to need, Hodis will, a saving throw to be made on behalf of Cho'Gall.
It's going to be
and there is hope. Sakura Oriole makes it opinions here.
So, my opinion here, this game is really going to hinge on Judge Bread. Can Karazim provide enough support to the likes of a Diablo? With a Cho'Gall on the other side?
The other wrinkle in this is that the Cho'Gall, we assume, will demand a lot of attention, and Phantoms has been on high mobile heroes that have been able to poke in the bottom lane. Waterboy and Siege are going to be back in the midst of that Malthael Sonya matchup, which favored Hodis so well. If
Bobo.
Malthael, what's that?
We have a switch up at support here for Hodis.
Comfort. Jub over on the ETC. Watson will be playing Cho, so Watson still maintains that sort of tank role, if you will. Pseudo tank.
This is a big storyline. This is match point for Divine 9 and a swap at support.
Interesting. We'll see how it pays off. It's a bold move, Murda.
It's a bold move. I like the Cho'Gall comp here. We'll see if it pays off for him. Over on the left-hand side, they're up 2-1. It's Divine 9, your representatives from Division B East. Rabid Penguin on Diablo. Judge Bread gonna be playing the Karazim. Jezon, the captain, on Li Ming Phantoms. Gonna be playing Tychus. And down in the bottom lane, once again, it is Siege on the Sonya.
For the heroes of the United States with their backs up against the wall, Watson and Blaze will combine for Watlays on the Cho'Gall. Andrew will be playing the Oriole. Jub jumps onto the ETC. And Waterboy TKD will be back on Malthael.
Level 1 talents up on the screen. On a Pale Horse is the selection once again from Malthael. Prog Rock this time from ETC. We have Swift Sweep from Ariel. On the other side, we see a Force Armor play from Jezon in his Li Ming. And it is Dash from Tychus. Most notably, though, Iron Fist Karazim, Bobo.
I mean, if you're gonna play that young Karazim, you best bring the pain. Iron Fist is the selection.
So far, all Cho'Gall mid lane. Eating orbs to the face. He doesn't care. Andrew here with a full hope meter. And I like how Hodis is able to use this strategy to keep ETC split up in the top lane. Keep all the lanes soaked the entire time. Bottom side, look at this flank though. Phantom's getting in a great position up against Waterboy TKD. Gonna start ripping through with some minigun damage, but not enough to get through the health bar of Malthael.
All set long, all finals long. The pressure by Divine 9 has been on the bottom lane. They have repeatedly sent Phantoms, no matter what hero they put him on, into the bottom lane to harass the offlaner. And it's going to be critical that Hodis does not give up a free kill on a gank bottom. And because every time Divine 9 has found a kill on the offlaner, they have used it to snowball to level 10 in this set. It has been just enough to provide them with a window for an advantage that they have utilized quite well.
Both sides taking away a fortification camp turret. Andrew's going to hold the one here for Hodis.
And an interesting wrinkle, something that was on my mind, but pointed out by Mongoose in chat. You assume Karazim is going to go 7-sided in order to counter the Cho'Gall, which then would open up Last Rites to do major damage in the absence of the Divinest of Palms.
See, I'm not a fan of having 7-sided strikes because once Cho'Gall gets his Molten Block, I believe it's a level 13 talent. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bobo. But, I mean, it totally negates the damage. Like, you cannot damage Cho'Gall. You need the lockdown, which then you're relying on Diablo to potentially have something like an APOC because there's no other stuns available to keep them out of going into that Molten Block.
Well, okay, so it's a declaration based on the Karazim selection. They're going to try to end team fights very early with an isolated kill, which, I mean, listen, they can get. Diablo is more than capable of pushing a member of Hodis out of 7-sided strike so that the damage does not wind up getting spread. But, I mean, Divine Palm is also a little bit of a later game talent. So now what is likely to happen is that the window for Divine 9 to take this game is going to be between level 10 and level 16 before Cho'Gall starts to really come online. But just to answer your previous question, Molten Block is 16. Okay. And it competes with Surging Dash, which is the most annoying talent in the video game. and that on Cho'Gall 16, the unstoppable all day long surging dash.
All right, teams exchanging abilities here over capture point A. Cho'Gall's so sturdy, able to just keep himself in there so Divine 9 can't start their channeling. 37% marked over already for Hodis.
But there's the emitter.
That is enough now.
Turret.
Okay, yeah, so the turret and the emitter push back Cho'Gall just enough with the Diablo to start the channeling for D9. Level 7s are close, and these last couple minions should get it. Yes, there they are. Level 7s for Divine 9. Is this turret still here? Still has over 50% on its duration. Jub still up top on that ETC, trying to get level 7 for Hodis. But now we're looking at about 50% for Divine 9 as Cho'Gall makes his move back in here with a turret drop from Andrew.
And ETC has been top lane for quite a while. Now starting to move down. 2/3 of the channel have been completed by Divine 9. So as ETC does slide down, grabbing Echo Pedal, which we kind of assumed that he was having trouble clearing in the top there. Power slide by Jub. Just sort of resetting the fight. Big Leaming Orb misses, and now overtime, Divine 9 will look to tap and potentially head back on in and attempt to claim this very first Triglav Protector.
Channel now on the side of Hodis. They're going to start getting their own percentage as it crosses the 50% mark. They're likely going to have a 99-99 tie overtime.
I think they'll give this up. There's a great detainment strike by Oriole. Watlaze goes back in. Jub is on the back line. There's a great face melt. Hits 4 members. Watlaze is low. Waterboy right now playing the tank role. The poison damage. The dot from Malthiel doing a lot of work. Jub low. Siege trying to find a kill on ETC. Remember, this will be first blood for someone.
Oh!
And down goes the big fella. Waterboy TKD squeezes away, but the damage is done. Cho'Gall is the first and the second blood claimed by Divine 9.
First bloods for Divine 9 as they get the Triglav and they're marching here to mid. Gonna get a little bit of XP here, not quite as much as it used to with this play of getting mid and top towers down. I want to see the prioritization onto that top well to give them the advantage going into capture point B as the Triglav is down to 62% health. Still 40 seconds remain as Jason and Phantoms are inside that robot. Working on the top wall now.
Yes, bit of a change up here. Runic Persistence, the selection at level 4, tied with Rollback. So instead of looking for the bomb stacks, Hodis now maybe looking for a little bit more AoE out of Cho'Gall, which, again, does make a little bit of sense in that they have 2 AA heroes in Malthiel and ETC accompanying Blaze along this journey through Volskaya Foundry.
It's such a smart pick putting Waterboy back on the Malthiel. Not only did he show in game number 1 how strong he is up against Sonya, but having that Malthiel here up against the Triglav Protector, as well as taking it away as a tool for Divine 9, I really love this pick from Waterboy. The Triglav was killed pretty quickly. They weren't able to get the wall up top. So anytime that happens, you love to see it if you're Hodis.
They come out of that objective phase, Hodis does, grabbing their own bruiser camp. Judge Bread claims the biotic emitter on the side of Divine 9. Slow goings thus far. Again, this Cho'Gall is likely to be a late game play. Once we get post 16, we will see what Watlaze and the rest of Hodis can do with the big fella. Some talent adjustments. We do see the stacking quest for Tychus at level 4 as it is in the rhythm rather than the bigger they are.
The 3 members of Divine 9 holding their ultimates right now. Jason, we have Rabid Penguin, and Judge Bread all holding their ultimates. Already we see Odin and Wrath.
A lot of it depends on what Cho'Gall does here. So we see it looks like going to be the
Shadow Bolt volley.
Hammer volley. Yep. Okay. So we're getting that combo. And now in response, we expect to see the adjustments made by D9. Also, you know, you always got to wonder whether this is a Resurrect or an Aegis Oriole. Waterboy is down there. A great detainment strike pushes Rabid Penguin off.
There's the Crystal
comes out. There's Shadow Bolt. Remember, this doesn't pierce. The damage is actually fairly low in the early end. Jump comes in. It's a big stage dive, winds up breaking up the combo. Tychus goes down first. Rabid Penguin is boxed in by Jump. As an item on him, and we'll see if he actually costs that one.
He never cast that biotic emitter, and it cost his team 3 lives, including all the souls from Diablo. And you talked about...
And he didn't even pick a heroic. There was no Diablo heroic pick.
You're exactly right. Finally, Lightning Breath is
Just
the
came
selection.
through.
We did see the Disintegrate and Seven-Sided Strike happen there. But, again, you talked about how to beat this Cho'Gall composition, it needed to take place between level 10 and 16. And so far, the first fight we saw after level 10, it was all Heroes United States.
Divine Nine got a set of circumstances that they certainly liked. They saw the Crystal Aegis was actually used on Malthael very early there, but a great stage dive by Jub, who was able to keep Li Ming from providing extra follow-up damage, but in addition, boxed Rabid Penguin in, and, well, apparently someone does put Diablo in a corner.
Looking to come forward, Wrath is popped by Siege, looking to spin on these heroes. There's Disintegrate as well, on top of ETC. Emitter's dead from the Lightning Breath,
Diablo,
as well as the turret will fall. Siege, last rites on top of him. He's dead. The first time tonight we see Malthael get a kill with an ultimate, and that time last rites sealed the deal.
Malthael has plagued Divine Nine during game 1. Here, in game number 4, Jub with the power slide and misses. Phantoms will give chase, and a little bit of poke there on Tychus, but another team fight goes the way of Heroes. There's the hammer.
Still a stage dive available for ETC as he hangs out with his team here. All members from Divine Nine have respawned as Siege and his Sonya are making their way back up to the top lane. 50% on the counter for HOTUS. Capture point B. Will they be able to get their first robot of the game? The Protector has not been in the hands of HOTUS quite yet, but Cho'Gall equally as destructive so far here in map number 4. Pressing forward, Divine Nine, Judge Bread up front, looking to see if he can
13.
harass with those iron fists of his. Disintegrate being played by Jason. Seven-sided strike as well, trying to finish off Malthael, but Crystal Aegis keeping him alive, gets a heal but dies. There's a stage dive on the backside, gonna finish off the second member. That was Karazim falling. Jub now low. He gets a heal from Ariel as Siege has to back away. Phantoms is gonna have to back away. Jason's the only one with health, and Cho'Gall's chasing, looking to do some damage on top of Tychus. Not gonna be able to get it, but what they are able to get is their first Protector of the game and level 13 talents, Bobo. They are really starting to make this composition with the Cho'Gall work for them.
Shout out to Jub there on the ETC. Not only another effective use of stage dive in close quarters, he slides on out of there, stays alive. And now a big advantage is about to be opened up. Boy, this map could be painted red very shortly. The first fort of the game goes down. I gotta say, I like what HOTUS has done here. Boy, is it going to be another Cho'Gall problem for Divine Nine?
It's starting to look like it.
Number 5?
It really is starting to look like it. I see a lot of people in chat not too happy having to watch a Cho'Gall game. However, if you're HOTUS and your lives are on the line, you got to pull everything out of your deck of cards here to win a map number 4.
I mean, this is a great bit of scouting. We've bemoaned Cho'Gall picks this as a way to try to counter what looks like sort of obvious deficits or some sort of advantage that can only be overcome through cheese. But what Cho'Gall does so well against Divine Nine is it forces them to change their DPS players. Again, they don't, Divine Nine does, they do not typically take heroes that have access to percentage-based damage. The Tychus Karazim, listen, it works against Cho'Gall, but if you consider what is the usual hero pool of Divine Nine, I think you could see it as a bit of a panic, and they look uncomfortable yet again against Cho'Gall. Boy, I really like what HOTUS is doing here. They just need to hang on, get to level 16, and then just keep on doing, baby, what they have been doing. 6 kills to 3 for HOTUS so far.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, I think, and I mentioned it, it really depends on how Judge Dredd can play the Karazim. So far, I'm not overly impressed with the seven-sided strike usage. Not isolating out a Cho'Gall makes it barely worth it to have it. And they're lacking so much in the heal department. And if I actually show you guys the heal numbers, I mean, you can see that he's getting decent numbers, but when you have the hope meter from Ariel just being constantly refilled in team fights, a lot of the healing you're seeing is just out of combat heals, whereas Ariel is getting such a tremendous amount in these team fights.
I 100% agree with the assessment there by Murda. So yes, Judge Red ahead in the stat department, but this is one of those cases where numbers do lie. Andrew on that Oriole has made a couple of good saves on the Aegis. In the last fight, even though Malthael did go down, it's just a moment sometimes where Crystal Aegis forces the other team to kind of pause, try to figure out where exactly they are going to do, and it allowed for a nice, easy reset. And again, a shout out to the Oriole player, Andrew, on the side of HOTUS.
And Bobo, let's point it out, level 16 selection from Cho was that Molten Block.
He did go, really?
Yes.
Huh. All
so
right.
As I was projecting, wanting to stop the damage from Kharazim, gonna really neuter the kit of Kharazim now. And potentially bring them that much closer to pushing a game number 5.
And it's Way of the 100 Fists, so added damage on Kharazim rather than the cleanse. And these are a lot of those late game decisions that you question, not in that you don't trust the players, but I mean, Kharazim is not something that has been played a ton on the side of Divine 9. It looks like D9's looking for a fight here, Murda.
Yeah, they're finding it, charging in as Diablo, but he gets stunned into the wall with a whip from Ariel. He's gonna have to back up, and Divine 9's gonna think about looking for a different fight later on, as Control Point C has been announced, will be activating within the next 20 seconds. Turret camp about to spawn on the side of HOTUS. You see them waiting there right now, 4 seconds away from that. There is a turret camp available for D9. We'll see if they want to take it. Currently holding a biotic emitter and a turret of their own. HOTUS finishes it. Let's see if they want to take the invade. Cho'Gall marching down towards C. Looks like they're just going to get on the point, give up that other turret, and set up camp here on capture point C.
Murda, what do you want to see Divine 9 do here? Do you feel like they need to force this fight before they find themselves down 20, or... I mean, they're at a disadvantage. They do not have a well on their side here.
In my opinion, there is zero that Divine 9 can do at this point. Level 16 has been reached for HOTUS. It's their game to lose at this point, and we'll see if Cho'Gall can complete the win here in game number 4.
That's an early Shadow Bolt, though.
Shadow Bolt used to clear out a turret camp. Still have the Twilight Hammer. See if they want to use that here on Diablo, and they do. Diablo in trouble, blinded. There's the last rights on top of him, and he falls. Molten Block came out. Still has a 7-sided strikes, and it's used, but so many members inside that circle of Kharazim. There's an Aegis on top of ETC, very low, gets a hope. No, doesn't. Andrew not able to keep the ETC alive, but Siege falling on the backside's enough from Cho'Gall. Phantoms might be next. Malthael finishes him off. Might move forward, looking for more. No, they're pretty happy right now. 56% for their players still alive. Only 3 for Divine 9. Likely going to be the second protector of the game for HOTUS, as they're actually leaving the point. This is surprising. So channel stopped, 84%.
No rush. They just want to pick up an extra wave. They want to prep this lane. This is the opportunity for HOTUS to go after a keep. You know, we talked about it in draft, the decision to take the Tychus and the Kharazim to try to counter the Cho'Gall, but just taking a quick peek at stats of the Storm, neither of those heroes played by Divine 9 in the regular season, so...
No. You hate to see
we
it.
talked about it. Well, but you know what? You picked it. So, Divine 9, a team that had one of the smaller hero pools. You see, it looks like Middle Fort might go down here. That could be a nice little trade there, and silver linings for Divine 9. But again, they had a very small suite of heroes. They're on Kharazim and Tychus in this game, 2 heroes which, according to stats of this one, they did not play during the regular season. And this is a way for HOTUS to try to throw them off, get them out of their comforts, and it certainly seems to be working here. I like what they're doing. Remember, stage dive ETC, so he's off in the off lane, but able to hop on down. Judge Bird trying to apply pressure here to Waterboard TKD, but Kharazim is low. There's a 7-sided strike. The shield comes out.
The 7-sided strike's actually canceling out last rights. So wonderful job there by Judge Bird, but he loses his life. Jason could be next. No, not yet. But he does get it with the minigun.
Rabbit Penguin should be next here. I do not know how Dibbles gets out of here. The stage that comes through on Jump Jump. And listen, even though it missed, he needs to stay down here. They need to get to work on this keep. It's an opportunity here for HOTUS to seize this game.
30 seconds is going to deactivate the shots.
Yep. You'll have Cho'Gall on it.
Yeah, and actually Gall is still able to shoot his shots out too, which is great. Coming out of that robot superpowers from the Triglav here. They get the first keep of the game. No sense in going for it. 1%.
They got 20.
They got 20, but they don't have any...
ETC.
Okay, they're going to go for it. I don't know.
They need to get Tychus out of here if they can guarantee this. These are still low timers. Rabbit Penguin does have lightning breath as well. The shield has been broken, 90% on the core. There comes the Odin, 80%. Watt Lays is full health here. Andrew on that Oreo providing a little bit of extra potential. There's 40. They need to go for this. 35.
Cho'Gall still healthy.
Still have Aegis.
Crystal Aegis played on top
20.
of the ETC. Cho'Gall still at 10. Oh, 5 game.
Wow.
Going over to the heroes of the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going full throttle. Game number 5. The final map of the season for Division B. Yeah.
The big fella. Chaos comes and it sends us to a deciding game number 5. Oh, what a strange tale fate has woven for us here. The underdogs, heroes of the United States, jump out to a surprise 1-0 lead against Divine 9. They quickly drop a succession of games. And they got their backs against the wall here. Go with the Cho'Gall and Murda. They earn themselves game number 5.
As now we have 153 viewers here over at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Welcome to the stream. You have missed so much as we are heading into map number 5. You haven't missed all of it, and you're here at the right time because this is where it's going to get really exciting. What a gutsy core play there by Hodis to force game number 5, and just got word from Jason that we're going to be heading to Braxis Holdout.
Well, okay, this is, I believe, the first time in the playoffs I have actually been around to see Divine 9 make a map pick, and it's Braxis. Thinking face.
Thinking face. I think they selected Towers of Doom earlier as well.
That's true, but were they? They might have been forced into that. No.
Correct.
Was that a forced map pick?
Yeah,
again,
it was. You're right.
They just like first pick. Jason has told me repeatedly in the post-match interviews that they don't care what map they play. They feel comfortable on it. So now, having fallen in game number 4, they instead make a pivot. Get another bold move, Murda. The Cho'Gall paid off. Is this shift to Braxis Holdout going to pay off for Divine 9?
We will find out. For now, we're going to take another short 4-minute break as we set up the lobby, get teams in here. Go ahead and grab yourself a water, grab yourself a beer. It's a Saturday. Someone's drinking somewhere. It's 8:30 Eastern right now, 5:30 Pacific. This one's been going on for 2.5 hours already as we're heading into game number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you right after the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on a weekend when we're celebrating our Heroes of the Storm HGC professionals as they play in the midseason brawl. We're celebrating our fathers here tomorrow on Father's Day. And tonight we're going to be celebrating one of these teams as they take home the crown as the Division B Grand Champions. This one's for all the marbles, the entire sack of potatoes, the entire kitten caboodle. Bobo. One of these teams will be our grand champion, and map number 5, we're going to be heading over to Braxis Holdout.
It's fitting, really, that we wound up on Braxis Throw Up. Just had to end my season this way. This had better be the most entertaining, greatest match in the history of NGS, or I'm going to be violently disappointed. So just to recap real quick, we did pick up quite a large number of viewers in the off time. Game number 1 was on Dragonshire, map selection by HOTUS, and a domination by the Heroes of the United States as they scored an upset in game number 1 behind some outstanding Task Tracer play. So after that Task Tracer play, we have seen Tracer banned out. Murda, take us on to game 2.
Game number 2 moved over to Tomb of the Spider Queen, and I believe we saw a dominant performance there by Divine 9 as they took down the structures. They got that boss up in top lane, which is able to push the top down so well, and won it. I want to say, what was the time? Was probably closer to like 20.
It was quick.
Was it?
That was a quick game on Tomb.
Yeah, you're right. No, they took down the bot keep. They got the double keep play at one point. The mega kill inside the bruiser pit there. Great game by Divine 9 on map number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
And then in game 3, in my opinion, the highlight of these games so far, Towers of Doom was the map choice. And in that one, HOTUS actually raced out to a small lead, 28-24 in terms of shots. And then the game was just all Divine 9s after that. That match went from 28-24 in favor of HOTUS to 24-8 in favor of Divine 9 before a double altar phase and a great gank and flank by Phantoms on that Thrall really sealed game number 3 for Divine 9.
And finally, map number 4, the cheese was crafted by HOTUS.
Oh, it was stinky and tasty, baby.
As Watson and Blaze made Wattlays on Cho'Gall, and all they really needed was sitting behind with the Ariel and were able to dominate. After the first Triglav went over to Divine 9, it was all HOTUS from there.
Oh,
and
yes.
We're finally here after the entire evening of back and forths between these teams, alternating victors and alternating heroes. We're now at a point where Divine 9 needs to start thinking about this Cho'Gall. They've been thinking Tracer all night. But now they have this Cho'Gall in the back of their mind, and they can't let it through if they're not going to be able to beat it. We saw them lose in the previous series up against Obscured and a Cho'Gall. Do we want to see them lose 2 games here in the grand finals up against a Cho'Gall? I mean, personally, I want to see some standard play. But, I mean, if you're going to win and you're HOTUS and Cho'Gall's your ticket, you got to take it.
Well, they took, and they being Divine 9, took us to Braxis for a reason. And Braxis, which is a Cho'Gall map, is interesting to me in that maybe Divine 9 has a little bit of a pocket strategy here. Again, it's out of their wheelhouse to be moving for the map selection. You know, a shout out to that Cho'Gall because I know that we here don't really like we're not fans of the Kraft American singles cheese, but that was some Asiago Manchego, well layered, well textured, lovely dairy product, and that Cho'Gall was played highly effectively. I think actually Andrew was the MVP in my opinion on that Oriole in that game, and also some great stage dive plays as Jub switching over from support to the offlane ATC made a great impact in game 4 as well. Yeah. All right, so it looks like Phantoms and Siege are just a little late to come back to this game. We do have the teams in lobby, so they should be up and ready soon. Chat, what do we think?
I think we're waiting on one to come back in.
Dion?
Oh, wait. Bobo, you're entering Robot World. I think you're a Triglav Protector.
run it down mid.
Oh, okay, you're back. All right.
Cool.
We're good. We're good.
Discord does weird things.
Still waiting on a few. It looks like Rabid Penguin and Judge Bread are going to restart their clients. I think it's actually Discord. I'm going to tell them Bobo and I just had Discord lag too. Likely a Discord issue.
Could be. All right.
All right, so it
We
looks
can
like
plug
it looks like all of D9 is just gonna restart and make
Yep.
sure there's no lag here for Game 5. Totally understandable.
I mean, really, like that Joe goal was just so harsh that I think they need to cleanse the game of their palate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe try to take a minute, come back into it, just get a fresh install. You know, maybe check and see if there's an update. Maybe Cho'Gall was removed in between games number 4 and number 5. You don't know. There could have been an update thrown out there. Check your Reddits. Check your Heroes Hearth builds. I don't know. Maybe they want to pull something out a little different here before we head to game number 5.
So where's priority for bans now for Divine 9 after seeing
I don't know!
so many different looks?
They want to go to Braxis.
It's like you got the bring in the reliever, bring in the lefty. Cho'Gall
was
just
that the
throwing
call?
balls.
Was that the call?
Yeah,
Bring
that
in
was the
bullpen?
call. Yeah, bring in the bullpen Cho'Gall, right? Who's
in the lefty end?
who's gonna be the closer though? Who's gonna seal the deal? Who's the Mariano Rivera of this lineup?
Are you bringing the heat? Are you maybe thinking you could find yourselves somebody with a little bit more breaking stuff? You know, I mean, listen, the call of the bullpen. Maybe you're thinking about the lefty on lefty matchup, and you know what? Let's just retire the sports ball puns for a little while. Again, like it's odd, not only that Divine 9 shows first pick, but that they want to go to Braxis. Is there a Pocket Rexar? Is there a Ragnaros?
You know, there could be some of these things in there. Of course, another hero that has become outstanding since the recent rework that I think is a dominant hero on this map is Zagara, which we haven't seen all night. But I think she's in a place right now with her win rate totally inflated if you're following any sort of hot slogs win rates at high tier. Zagara's really come back into the meta. Being a Zerg map and her being the Zerg queen, I think she would be a lovely surprise here if selected on Braxis Holdout. Bobo, I know you have a few thoughts on Zagara. How do you feel if that is a selection here?
So a lot of debate in the community about whether she's actually better equipped to be in the format or in the off lane. She's lost a bit of that early game bully in that some of her base numbers were reduced. However, her scaling was increased so that, like right now, Zagara catches up around like level 8 in terms of the scaling. Her late game team fight has been enhanced greatly. The other thing you can always see here on Braxis, and you just got to be cognizant of it because, well, it is Le Jason. He's a veteran here of NGS. Smart cookie, that one. Maybe it's like a 2-3 rotation, right? Maybe they're going to put, you know, 2 very strong wave clear solo lane heroes in that top lane. Maybe go 2-3. Again, like I said, this is out of the wheelhouse of Divine 9. There's a reason that they wanted to go to Braxis. And I do believe that it's possible. It's about more than just trying to counter what Hodis has done in draft. Maybe they do have a strategy here that has yet to be seen.
And you're right. Throughout the entire evening, teams have been favoring first pick, but last match on Volskaya, that was a selection by Hodis. And they had the choice of having first pick, but they wanted map pick. They brought us to Volskaya. This time, we're seeing Jason for the first time, as far as I know, in the entire playoffs, opting away from first pick and wanting to bring us here to Braxis. Maiev, the ban for the 5th time this evening from Hodis, and Tracer now the 4th time in a row from Divine 9. It leaves open the Cho'Gall, but do they want to take it this early?
I would love to see a first pick Genji. Again, we're talking about Braxis and 2 players that have shown that they can play the hero quite well. Trying to think of some other little pocket picks. Chromie is always pretty decent here. The tank pool changes as well as heroes like ETC tend to struggle, whereas Murden may see an uptick here in his desirability. Going deep into this draft, 30 seconds left on the clock.
High prioritization tonight on like ETC. They've played a lot of Malthael tonight.
Could just be a safe support pick here.
Maybe they want to get
Both
the
team-
Malfurion early.
Yeah, both teams have jostled over the Druid. 5 seconds on the clock. Where does Hodis go with pick number 1?
Junkrat. I said I wanted to see him on
Oh,
Volskaya.
Junkrat.
First time tonight we're seeing the little Joker pop out. Is Braxis Holdout the best spot for him, is the question. Lunara, Ariel. So they take away the Ariel, and I like this. It's subtle. They're not taking away the Cho'Gall, but they're taking away the support they want to put with the Cho'Gall. So maybe that's enough to deter Hodis from making that move here with their 2-3 selection. Lunara played once again by Jason. We've seen it, I believe, 2 other times this evening on D-Shire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Will he be able to get a win? Is Lunara enough? She has plenty of wave clear, especially when she gets... Oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Zarya?
I smell something spicy.
I smell
Something that stings the nostrils a little
My
bit. Has a sharp
nostrils-
taste to it.
My nostrils are
What, a
stinging
Zarya?
too. What,
That's a-
I'm in the
okay.
middle of talking about Lunara, and then I was like,
Huh?
Zarya? Okay. Cheese in game number 4. Perhaps something is a brewing here in game number 5. If it
Or it
smells
could
like...
just, again, it could just be, the sort of extreme hypercarry Vala or something like that. We'll see what the Zarya is there to protect. No guarantee that Junkrat is going to be in the bottom lane. You could use Junkrat as the safe solo laner in top. Stukov picked up, and a pick that I like for Hodis. If you feel like Stukov is strong here, there is plenty of threat that Divine Nine would take it away from you. Deep into the ban here.
What to pair with the Zarya? Okay.
Jason bans Gaul. Gaul is the correct ban. Gaul is overpowered. Cho is, he's just carried, so why would you even bother? The ETC ban comes out as well, removing the tank that is by far the most popular on the side of Divine Nine. In fact, Rabid Penguin finds that to be rude.
He does find it to be rude.
All right.
Okay, so no Cho'Gall, no Tracer. Those are the 2 things that have given Divine Nine trouble tonight. First in game number 1 was the Tracer on Dragon Shire. Then game
But
number
how do
4,
you-
the Cho'Gall on
Yeah.
Volskaya.
How do you adjust to the Zarya, though?
You need to find some way to not give her too much energy. And really the shielding is going to make it difficult for someone like Lunara, who has that slow ticking damage to avoid doing damage to a Zarya or a shielded person. Again, the shielding is going to be more than enough, like we saw in game number 1 was a Tassadar, more than enough to prevent kills from Lunara's poison damage.
Could be Joe here.
And
it
Joe,
is.
Joe is the pick. And Vala.
And
Okay.
Vala.
This has
That's, seems like a deny right there. Trying to take the hypercarry potentially away from heroes to the United States.
I like it. Vala Ariel, pretty solid. They still haven't shown a solo laner, as far as we can tell.
No, but in their defense, you don't know if this is solo lane Junkrat or not.
Yeah, but now you're showing 2 auto attackers, which is another issue.
The blinds have been taken away with Johanna. It would be the boldest of moves to go with Cassia. Again, it makes sense, but that's a hero that not quite everybody has in their retinue.
Still have Genji on the board. Still have a Zeratul, which I think could make an appearance. As for tank, I think the Anubarak that we saw earlier was played very well by Watson. So we'll see if he wants to come out and play something else. A Blaze, likely for the solo lane, and Chromie.
Is it? Or okay, so
It has to be a
Expect-
solo lane Blaze. What are you gonna put Zarya up there?
no, you're
Jump-
gonna run a 2-3. You're gonna run a 2-3 top.
2-3
Maybe.
top.
Maybe you put Zarya Junkrat top. I don't think you can't. I listen. I would be surprised if Hodis is running Zarya and Blaze
Yeah, this is
flipped. Listen, it's just going to be interesting. We have no idea how this is going to go. We can only really react to the rotations.
The hero still on the board right now for Siege is Sonya, who he's prioritized throughout the playoffs. Does he want to move into Sonya up against Blaze? Is it enough with this composition? They're pretty weak. They're kind of, I mean, in terms of HP, they're pretty weak. And Ariel, Avala. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Okay.
Okay.
So Divine Nine saw this. Okay. So what you're looking at on the side of HOTUS before that last pick comes through is the fact that the lane assignments don't make any sense. And it seems more likely that this is going to be a 2-3 split. And the way to counter the 2-3 split is to have two supports, particularly those that are low on mana consumption. This way that you can spread out the damage and that you can just kind of hold. And I mean, we're getting a Siege Lily game in game 5 of the finals.
I believe it was Divine Nine up against Moto Miracle game 3, right? Where they ran a double support on Infernal Shrines, right?
No, okay, in the playoffs it was game 1 on Volskaya, and it was Uther
and
Nikes. I can't remember what the other support net. It might have been actually Lucio.
But it was a gutsy win with a double support in a meta that it's tough to say it's worth it. But here we are. Let me make sure I switch the scene over. Here we are.
Good move.
Game number 5 between Divine Nine and Heroes of the United States. This is for everything that is left. All 5 maps, and on the left-hand side from the west, it's Divine Nine Phantoms. You're gonna be playing the Vala Rabid Penguin on Johanna Siege. You're gonna be playing Lily this time, Judge Bread on the Ariel, and up top, it's the captain, Jason on Lunara.
And seeking to complete one hell of a story. Here's the United States. Watson is on the Chromie. Jub, but this is really interesting, but they're just pulling out all the stops here. Jub is on the Stukov, Andrew on the Junkrat, and Waterboy on the Zarya. You are right in that Blaze heads top solo.
It's a surprise, but it is, it makes sense. But you're doing this again where you're switching roles. They switched roles in game number 4. It worked for them. Can they make it happen twice in a row? Now Waterboy TKD out of the solo lane, joining the 4-man here in the bot side. Lunara and Ariel are gonna have a field day right now up on Blaze. I really don't see Blaze doing too much other than defend his wall. He's gonna have to play it safe, and once that beacon spawns is when the trouble starts.
Well, I mean, that may be true, but at the same time, Watson on that Chromie will be much more successful into a solo support Lily in the bottom lane rather than the Oriole, who does fairly well against Chromie.
Here comes Junkrat to the top lane to support the Blaze. As a concussion mine connects onto Lunara and Ariel, they're able to hop back to the wall to safety. Beacons will activate in 10 seconds.
Phantoms is on that Vala right now. No advantage in the bot lane as both teams sort of trading off. Early structure damage. The advantage on the side of Divine Nine. Blaze in big trouble there.
And no support up top.
I was going to say, this is the advantage of the 2-3 split. Even when you lose top lane for a little while, you have the opportunity to make a comeback. Phantoms eats a big hit from Watson. The lurking arm there, just not quite enough room. Andrew and Blaze just trying to figure out how they can wrestle top away from this Lunarial combo, and for a brief second they do. 40% already charged by Divine Nine, 12%.
Jason's got the poison on Junkrat. He's slow. Can he make it to the well? Will the well be able to heal him up enough, or is the poison going to kill him? He's going to survive for now as the health bar is ticking up fast enough. Down the bot side, we see Divine Nine, or excuse me, HOTUS holding this bottom point as Rabid Penguin from Divine Nine and Phantoms are trying to move forward onto it. But Zarya's just sitting on it. They got to get this kill. She's at 35 health and does fall. Phantoms finding first blood of the game with the level 4 talents not even chosen yet. Both beacons now being channeled by Divine Nine as topside's really starting to turn in the favor of Divine 900 health, but he's got his healing. He's gonna hearth. But this means beacon progress is gonna reach 100% for Divine 9, only 12 for HOTUS.
HOTUS struggling a little bit here. Again, a bold move to put the solo tank Zarya in the bottom lane that does not appear to be paying off. thus far. HOTUS does have good clear. They actually sent Zarya top and Blaze bottom as they look to rework their lane assignments. There's a big hit on Dragon's Eye. Judge Bread getting pinged there on the Oriole. 15 stacks for Chromie on the Q quest, among the more notable of quests. Good concussion mine. Judge Bread on the wrong side of things there, but Andrew lacks the early game damage with Junkrat to provide a large amount of pressure. How
do you feel about Time Walker's Pursuit for Chromie rather than the W quest here?
It's fine. You know, Braxis is a map where having vision, particularly coming out of the objective phase, can be a huge boon to your team's opportunities for success, as it can be used to set up camp invades in particular. And there's a lot of spots where heroes can be events right around the corner, and Chromie will be able to do a very good job of just scouting those out.
So no forts down yet, but a level lead for Divine 9 as they approach level 7. They're working on a bruiser camp on the top side of the map. They do capture that. Jason moving up to get the XP there, and they're going to be so close to having their level 7 talents, and looks like they're thinking about potentially invading a camp. No, they're going to stay here in the bot lane. Up top, we do see the camp being taken by HOTUS. It's going to be the Fire Bats pushing up top up against the bruiser camp of Divine 9. Still up top is Jason and Judge Bread. The Lunarial combo, so to speak.
This is a very late game idea by HOTUS. Maybe not late game, but quest specific. Not just on the Chromie, but Zarya has taken maximum charge at level 1. And has also taken Give Me 20 at level 4. Double quest talents on the Zarya.
Johanna thinking about which way she wants to go. Looks like gonna make her way staying at the bottom. I didn't know if she was gonna want to take that flank up on Chromie, and Zarya decided not to. They do get the fort anyway on the back of that bruiser camp and the damage from Lunara, as Stukov for the first time making a rotation to join Blaze, as well as the Junkrat, who were alone up in the top lane for the first portion of the game. Now made their way down to the bottom after that lane kind of gave up a structure. They want to keep their solo laners, or duo laners in this case, in the stronger of the 2 lanes, as Blaze is now very low. Vala ripping through and killed by a Lily. 2 kills now, as beacons are activating in 20 seconds.
Okay, so an issue here for HOTUS is the fact that they just have limited, if not next to no, engage. It's Zarya and Blaze. They're banking everything on either a great jet propulsion or Divine 9 sleeping a little bit and getting caught by the concussion mine. In fact, we do see Rabid Penguin trying to jog around both the mine and the lurking arm here. So with the lack of engage on the side of HOTUS, I mean, how are they going to be able to find the fights that they need for the requisite comeback here?
Once again, beacons are controlled by D9. This bottom side is where the bigger of the 2 contests is going to come, but both tanks are up top right now. Zarya trying to make her way down to join her team, as Rabid Penguin is making sure no one's stepping anywhere near this. Here's Zarya now. Waterboy TKD going to try to walk forward. Stukov throws out a silence on it, as they do regain control of one of these beacons. The bottom side Phantom's very low. Gets a heal from Lily. Iron Skin popped by Johanna to get her back to safety. 5 members from HOTUS here on the bot side, as Lunara and Ariel are making their way through their own jungle.
I think they just take the camp here. Blaze actually sniffs it out. HOTUS is trying to find a pretend fight in order to swing this game. We may see Blaze go in here. This is the kind of camp invade and the kind of play that HOTUS needs to make for the comeback. The stun comes out, only hits Rabid Penguin. This fight is being jostled over. Waterboy TKD is standing on it. Has used the shield, he will start to go down. Jason and Rabid Penguin are there just hammering away at this front line from HOTUS. And there is the retreat. Flowing sands, oil spill, and a time trap providing the necessary peel.
And keep an eye out
with a little bit of chase.
And keep an eye out. Level 10 so close for Divine 9. Once they click in, this fight's going to turn, and here they are on the point with Iron Skins Johanna backing up for the moment. The team has clicked them in. Thornwood, Vine, Strafe, Jugs, Aegis, and Blessed Shield. Let's see if Divine 9 can make anything happen. Whip comes out on the Zarya. Blessed Shield connects. Do we have any follow-up? No, it's really Chromie blasting, and Strafe gonna finish off 2. Will it be 3? Yes. Phantoms finds a triple kill as the Cups are here to heal up Divine 9. All they have to do is walk back onto this beacon and get their second set of Zerg, and a tremendous lead here in game number 5 of the Division B Grand Finals.
You know, Strafe might not be meta, but Phantoms makes it work. That was responsible for 3 kills there. Shout out to Rabid Penguin for the engage on the Blessed Shield. Actually caught 3 members in there, putting a lot of pressure on Chromie as well. And Stukov and Junkrat just could not get away from Vala in that set of circumstances. Phantoms out with the aggressive play.
In this instance, all the members of Divine 9 are in the Zerg Wave lane.
Another big hit.
A lot of damage, but double supports here. You got the Lili, you got the Ariel. They're gonna be fine.
Blaze is in trouble here.
Cup's 15
I don't think he
seconds
has
away.
Jet G. There it is.
He does, but he takes
Goes
too much
down.
poison damage from Jason. Great job picking up another kill as the Zerg Wave has reached the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, this is game number 5, and if this keep goes down before 10 minutes, it's going to be really hard for HOTUS to make their footing back in this game. Moving past the wall now is the Zerg Wave. Blessed Shield out onto Zarya. She's the recipient of a lot of damage. Strafe is out and finds another kill. This is Phantoms pushing back all the members of HOTUS, and Divine 9 looks like they're going to get the first keep of the game here before 10 minutes ticks on the clock.
There's a jet propulsion coming out from Blaze. Right now, HOTUS looking to try to save this keep and maybe provide themselves with some of the comebacks required through the kill XP advantage, but the keep is gone.
Keep it back.
The Zerg Wave still here.
Boss? Question mark?
Tens?
It's boss.
Tens are just available. There's Chromie with the vision.
Oh, did not put vision on boss.
No, but they Chromie did see
Okay.
Divine 9 retreating through that path. Watson has hit big shots throughout this game, but we talked about the lack of engagement through the Blaze Zarya front line. I mean, Watson has hit 2- and 3-man combos. I mean, big shots he's gone into on his Chromie, just taking a quick peek at the talent, enveloping Assault in Dragon's Eye. Those Dragon's Eye shots have hurt, but there's just no chase. There's no mobility on the side of HOTUS, and they cannot chase down and secure a kill. Rabid Penguin right now with a 13 advantage actually uses jet propulsion. Johanna does have Blessed Shield, has used it very well here. The Riptide comes out from Andrew, trying to fight over this point. Siege pops Jones as well. Jason actually eating an early Aegis.
Strafe still online. Blessed Shield still
There's
here as
another
well.
big jet propulsion. Oh boy, just Brent's in big trouble there. Another Dragon's Eye hit by Chromie.
Oh.
There is the bunker. Waterboy, TKD, and Blaze are very low. They've taken a ton of poison damage. And HOTUS looking to reset.
No Blessed Shield used there. No Strafe used there at all. The bunker kept HOTUS alive for now. They're trying to get healed up by Stukov as another jet propulsion in by Blaze. Takes a lot of damage there. Still holding on to the Blessed Shield is Johanna. There it comes. Here comes the Strafe from Phantoms. Doesn't even need it. There it is. Finding a triple kill yet again is Divine 9. They're not going to get more.
They're going for game.
But they might get core. 15 seconds till heroes respawn.
Okay.
Boss, what are they doing? Top keep? Looks like they want top keep.
Just hanging out a little bit. Try to get the top keep done and dusted. Divine 9 has been on an absolute roll here. Rabid Penguin at the front on that. Johanna has done a magnificent job in this game.
Safe and methodical.
Big combos. Oh yes, big Blessed Shields. Creating the CC chain required to provide Phantoms with the opportunity to get a 3-man wipe.
So
Again, talking about it, Watson just keeps hitting big shots, but there's just nobody there to follow.
yeah, I mean, it's so hard. Junkrat, have we seen Riptide get value yet? No.
Haven't seen Zarya get very much value either.
Yeah.
They're getting outpoked by a double ranged composition that they perhaps were not expecting given Divine 9's predilections.
But here we go. Level 14 to 11. 10 to nothing in the kill column in favor of Divine 9. Beacons number 3 have spawned. Vala's down on the bot side. Gonna push out that wave a little bit. Likely looks like Divine 9 is sitting waiting for level 16, although they have a 4-level lead.
I mean,
the last thing they want to do is throw this game.
They have no impetus to attack here. Vala is down bottom lane with a triple kata wave.
Just
Pushing that bad boy into core. Again, they have bottom, like there's absolutely no reason for Divine 9 to press here at all. Vala is maybe 2 waves away from putting those catapults on core.
And I think it's a smart play as the Riptide comes out. It is killed before it explodes. Waterboy taking a ton of damage. This is a 5v4 right now. Expulsion Zone going to push back some members of D9. Jump trying to run away on Stukov. And here they are on the core. Vala's here ripping through. They just got to stop the backs at this point. Catapults are here ripping through. Vala's going to clear out all the extra minions that are doing any sort of damage. The beacon is now being gathered by D9. 90% on the chorus. Phantoms has some heroes in his face now. Blaze is here along with Jub Jub, but the kills on the backside of this. Waterboy falling low. Is he going to fall? And he does. That's just the one they needed. As here's beacons. Potential to move on to boss. Are they going to want to do it? They think it's a throw pit. They're going to start it.
Rabbit Penguin makes the call.
They see the clear bot side.
Divine 9 has 11-0 in this game. I mean, they've been almost perfect. They're actually going to pick up the boss to push alongside this Zerg wave. A perfect game on their parts.
Perfect game. Game number 5. Divine 9 has to be excited right now. Hopefully their nerves don't get the best of them, Bobo, as this is their game to win. Here comes the Zerg. The boss is a little bit further behind, but it's going to get here in time to help out on this push. They just have to make sure they don't get picked off before this starts.
Thornwood Vine misses. Lunar actually gets stuck in a time trap, but is away from the concussion mine. Here comes the Riptire. It's actually going to clear up mostly Zerg wave. Siege at the back has just been hanging out, waiting to pop jugs. Zarya goes in. The bunker is just not out early enough. Jump Jump using Flailing Swipe to try to push him away. Murda. This looks like it might be it.
Looks like it might be it as they're encore. The boss is here. They're getting a kill on Blaze. 30%. Ladies and gentlemen, Divine 9 coming out of the West. First going through all sorts of teams in the playoffs, including the members from Moto Miracle, Roll1 Esports, Obscured, and now here in the grand finals, knockout Heroes of the United States to become your Division B Grand Champions.
Jason and Divine 9 claim this title in Game 5. A spirited and a great series from Heroes of the United States. I don't think many actually considered them to be strong enough to take us to Game 5. They played exceptionally well on Game 1. They were fantastic on Game 4 as well. But their run comes to an end as, I mean, you called it, Divine 9 champions of Division B.
As we reached over 200 viewers here at twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. If you want to find out more about NGS, head over to nexusgamingseries.com. Register your team for Season 5 starting on June 24th. This is Grand Finals week, and the first one's in the books. Division B, all said and done, Divine 9 are your champions.
And we'll take a peek at the schedule for next week. Our next scheduled Grand Final is actually Tuesday. Heroic Div 2+2 versus Macro Trash. Graysville has that one. The Wholesome Halfwits will play Dat Tas, though, in Division D. That'll be our Wednesday matchup. That one yet to be assigned. On Thursday, the finals in Div A as Team Freelo will go up against a Greek economy. I hear the bell. I think we have the invasion. Jason. Congratulations, sir. Hey,
dude, Jason, let the hype out, man. Take the floor.
Oh my god. We did it!
You did!
We were ready for Cho'Gall, but they didn't first pick it. So we're like, whatever. We'll just take it away. Forget him.
Not only did you win Game 5, but it was a perfect game, going 13-0, getting every Zerg wave, even got the boss at the end of the day. Divine 9, tell me how this sounds. Division B Grand Champions.
That sounds like a dream, to be honest with you. Like, B West this season was so competitive, so many even teams. We fought so hard just to get through that, and HOTUS gave us everything we could handle in this series. We were just so happy to be able to pull it out at the end.
Bit of a roller coaster, if you will. Game 1, oh, by the way, was on Dragonshire. Well, first off, you didn't ban that map. What's up, buddy? You threw me off.
It was a big debate, you know.
Okay.
We don't like to play on Dragonshire that much, but we noticed that they are very good at Battlefield of Eternity.
Okay.
After the fact, we had thought about the fact that we think we're better at Battlefield, and they're probably equally good at both maps, so it probably would have been better for us to let them take us to Battlefield in the series. But, you know, you can't play everything perfect. We lost the first one, but
it's true.
We recovered.
And Game 1 really inspiring the Tracer ban across the rest of this series. That seemed to be a snap reaction based on game number 1.
Yeah, we had seen the other teams ban out Tracer against them before, so we kind of knew going in that something was up. But we let it through one game, and we were not going to let it through again. Blaze is just insane on that hero. Just too powerful.
So game number 1 was the Tracer. The rest of the evening, Tracer was banned out with the first ban. And I think really for me, that's where you guys got your confidence back not playing against the Tracer. But it took all the way until game number 4 for you guys to find out that there was a second Kryptonite that they were ready to throw at you in that Cho'Gall. Going into the map, you had to panic pick a Tychus and a Kirazim. Did you feel that was enough? Did you think you had enough to get through that Cho'Gall?
We did. We felt like we could compete with the Cho'Gall, and we felt like we did through a lot of that game. But at the end of the day, it's not fun to play against Cho'Gall. I'll reference once again the Checkers speech I made last time. That it's just, he's not a very fun hero to play against. But we actually came up with this Game 5 strat in a Team League match that we had to play on Braxis Holdout against Cho'Gall. And so we had that ready if they wanted to do the Cho'Gall again, but when they didn't pick it early, we figured we'll just play more standard, but we're still going to do our strat that we really like on that map.
Yeah, we thought it was smart taking the Ariel with the 1-2. Obviously, they paired it with him in game number 4, and taking that away made it a little bit riskier to move into the Cho'Gall. And then finally seeing the ban in the second ban phase, I think it was a sigh of relief from all of Twitch chat when that ban came in.
Well, that's the thing about Cho'Gall is it's not just that we don't like to play it. Nobody likes to watch it. Casters don't usually like to cast it that much. And I don't even know if the people playing it really like it. I don't know. I guess they do if they win.
Jason, we're at the close of the season. I have had you on the cast multiple times, but listen, tell the greater Twitch audience, tell us about Divine 9, tell us about the changes in this season, and in particular, tell us about the great suite of players that you have brought into NGS this season under your banner.
Yeah, I'll get a little bit of a lead off first here on the shout outs, but one person that I really wanted to shout out was the Pie Maker, former captain of Reborn Knights Black, currently sub for Freelo. He whispered me after we won the match against Obscured and, congratulated me just for the playoff run in general. He's like, this has been a long time coming. We created Divine 9 at the end of 2015. So, the team's been around for a while in Chair League, and we played in some of the ESL qualifiers just to kind of dip our feet in that. We played in amateur tournaments, but, finally, I started to get ready to come into Nexus Gaming Series last season in season 3. And I was kind of tired of being a team captain because I had done so many teams and so many variations and never gotten past the first round of the playoffs, and constantly people leaving and everything, and that's always rough. It's a lot of work to captain one of these teams. And I was ready to just join somebody's team, but when I couldn't find a team, I finally said, okay, whatever, I'll just revive Divine 9 and come back. And we had a decent season last season. But this season was the dream. This squad that we have now, subs included, are just amazing. Godzilla coming in throughout the season and cheering us on as a sub throughout the season. Siege coming in late in the season and playing with us through the end, being real solid in the solo lane. But also, the other subs from earlier in the season, Joker played a lot, and we actually started out with Snarky Tiger, who played a lot of our early season and contributed quite a lot. And so there's been a lot of contributing factors to the success of Divine 9 this season. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes from here.
It takes a village and has rewarded you with a championship. Jason, just out of curiosity, what's the farthest you had been at an NGS season before this?
Well, the only NGS season Divine 9 had played in was last season. Okay. We ended up 5th place, just barely missing the playoffs behind Lurk Patrol to get into the top 4 for B West last season. So I think we spent a couple of seasons in B, and I think we're going to be aiming for ADIV next season as we add Linehouse to our roster.
Oh.
Ooh.
Little
Yeah, a
bit
little
of
announcement there.
Spicy
Shout out to
preseason
Linehouse.
information.
Wow.
Right on.
So yeah, definitely excited for season number 5. Of course, there's the Regen Invitational upcoming where Divine 9 will be invited. Very excited to see this team participate. Dominant performance here in the playoffs, and I'm really excited to get a first look at this new roster that you're talking about here.
Yeah, that'll be one of our first big things. We did sign up for the L5 HOTS Learning
Right on.
coaching thing, and so we're going to be doing that as well. And just from there, we're just going to enjoy the off season, enjoy the wins and the dream season. No team got we didn't go completely undefeated. We had some draws there and some split series, but no team got the better of us all season long. Man, that feels good.
Yeah, that's a huge deal actually, because going through the gauntlet of the round robin phase in NGS, then going through the playoffs in the western side of the bracket, beating those teams there, and then playing a team you didn't really get a solid look at all season long, and winning tonight in a 5-game set, no less. Very, very impressive performance from D9 throughout the entire season, and culminating, the fruits of your labor have been harvested here tonight, Jason. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Bobo, anything left to discuss, or ready to hand the floor over for these shoutouts?
Just another shout out to Heroes of the United States again. Played great, forced a fantastic series.
Absolutely.
We were so happy to get to game number 5, and HOTUS a new team, and we certainly hope to have them back next season. A great story for them again. The 5 seed, an unexpected run to the finals, and pushing Divine 9 all the way to the end.
All right, so Jason, for the last time this season, time for your shoutouts, my friend.
Thank you very much. And, Bobo took the words right out of my mouth. Shout out to HOTUS. Those guys played great. They're good sports. And, I've always, everything I've seen from them has been positive. So, I want to thank them for a good series. I definitely want to shout out my team. I covered all the subs, but I've missed Godzilla a couple times, so I'm going to do it again. Godzilla, thanks for showing up throughout the season and cheering us on all season. Shout outs to Siege for coming in at the end of the season here, spinning and winning, and even playing something other than Sonya in this series a couple of times. And we're looking forward to continuing on with him next season as one of our subs as well. Shout out to Judge Brett, of course, for being willing to be flexible this season, moving over to support and just dominating. And the big 3 that made it to the All-Stars, Judge Bread, Rabid Penguin, and Phantoms just carrying me through the season. They definitely deserve that. Great players, great people. It's been so much fun playing with them throughout the season. And I know it's not kosher. I know people don't do it because it makes them seem so chauvinistic. But I'm shouting out to myself. I worked really hard this season as the team captain. It's so much work.
Jason, not only were you team captain, but you made a big switch this season, and in the end, I think it paid off, my friend. Switching from support over to the assassin, outstanding performance the entire season, man.
So for when you're watching this later, Jason, good job, buddy. Shout out to you guys, Bobo, casting us through the whole entire season. I appreciate it, man.
My pleasure.
Roberta, the hype master. So excited to get to watch this VOD back, because I know you put on a great show.
I think Bobo killed it.
I think you both killed it. I bet. I'm gonna go watch it, and I'm excited. But Twitch chat, all the casters, all of NGS, and to Divine 9, be champs for season 4, baby.
All right, before we sign off, just a few details to get to before we go. There's going to be a rematch of Rush B and Team Awesome Sauce to check out on Monday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss that. And if you want to see more grand finals action, the next one taking place is the heroic division between 2+2 and Macro Trash. It's going to be right here, twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday evening. On Wednesday, we have Wholesome Halfwits versus Dat Tasto out of Division D. That's going to be taking place at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Wednesday. And rounding it out, Division A is going to be on Thursday. Team Freelo up against our Greek Economy. Two titans about to clash. It's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here, twitch.tv/Nexus Gaming Series. Bobo, I got to give you a moment. I got to give you a moment to put a couple words out there for us. Let everyone know where they can find you. And kind of closing remarks on the season, if you will.
I am Professor Bobo. You can find me on twitch.tv/prof_Bobo. I have a Twitter account. What the hell is it? At Professor Bobo1. Sure. It's out there. Murda, I just want to thank you, brother, for setting this bad boy up. You set it up, I knock it down. Brother, it has been my pleasure to join you this season and my pleasure to represent NGS here in the Division B finals.
Absolutely.
Great set. Great way to kick the week off.
Great way. There's been another man behind the scenes the entire night. Falendrith, I know you're there. Come out from behind the mic. You did an amazing job. I love you, baby. Tell these guys where they can find you.
Thanks, Verda. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun watching from behind the scenes, giving me a run for my money with everyone being so split in these fights. Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at Falendrith, also on Twitch. A little bit on break for a bit. So I'll be back in September, but that's also twitch.tv/Falendrith.
And I myself, I'm Murda. Find me over on twitch.tv/MurdaRG. If you don't follow Bobo and myself, please be sure to head over to our channels, slap the follow button. If you love the performance tonight, throw some bits at Bobo. He needs them. Maybe give us a subscription.
I have a job, a profession. I'm doing all right, man.
Profession Bobo.
I need them. I mean, I'll take them. Like, you know.
He'll take them. Point being, we had a lot of fun. Show us some love over on our channels. If you haven't followed Nexus Gaming Series channel yet, hit the follow button now. Make sure you're notified when we go live for these matches later this week. And look out for some more insane NGS action. Tonight, we leave you with Divine 9 as the grand champions of Division